That's fair. But shit, we here, man. We here. Another episode is we podding. Specifically, this is the sophisticated sippers, and then more specific than that, this is Turkey Day special. You know what I'm saying? Brothers got situations eating Thanksgiving meals, green bean casserole, macaroni and cheese, mashed potatoes, turkey, ham, yams. Oh, it was the cranberry shit. You know what I'm
Talk about it.
saying?
All
All
that.
that. All that. I know in the South, I'm raised in the South, so select households do have chitlins. I wasn't in a household that gave chitlins on Thanksgiving, but you know, brothers got that black eyed peas, the greens, all that shit.
Hey, my food can touch. I don't mind my food touching. No, go ahead, mix all that up because this all going to the same place. I'm not tripping on that. Come on, don't touch, mingle, get together. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. I might put the green beans with the mash. You know what I'm saying, and then with the hint of macaroni and cheese or dressing. You know what I'm saying? I might do that. You know what I'm saying? It's not all one fell swoop. Just you know what I'm saying? In my mouth. Love it.
Hey, y'all, give me a
Yeah.
second here. I'm getting my shit together. But I had some gumbo. That's some shit I didn't hear Cal mention. But Miles put together some gumbo over this bitch. You dig?
Gumbo.
Yeah, that's our gumbo. Yeah, I had fried fish. Fried fish today too. Like, yeah, we was, yeah. We gonna talk about it. Fried fish too. Eat no fried fish on Thanksgiving. And we're gonna talk about it. Give me a second.
Nah.
Fried fish sounds different. That sound like that hit different on Thanksgiving.
Oh
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah. Fried fish. You heard me, Phil, before you even mic'd up. I told you, nigga, I had the tilapia.
Yeah, you said you had right. Yeah, you had all types of shit. Yeah, you had a smorgasbord. Like, nigga, you
on my soul. And then the little waiter, she respectfully, I'm not gonna disrespect nothing with my ignorance. The little shawty was racially ambiguous. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if she was Hispanic. I don't know if she was Native American. She said, "Hey, y'all
ambiguous dog."
Yeah, that's the. I'm trying to be PC, bro. I'm trying to be respectful. Like I'm not trying to, because the shit we gonna talk about tonight might get us canceled anyway. But before we do that, Lil Shawty said, "Yeah, whoop de whoop." I drink water, heavy feel. Like you know how much I drink liquor, but I drink water much more. I clear like 2 liters of water a day by myself. So she was like, "Boom, okay, outside the water, y'all want something that we got called a rum punch?" And I was like, "Oh, what's that?" So she was like, "Boom, we put the rum with the sangria and a punch with it." I think that's what she said. And I was like, "Yeah. Feel that shit top the whole meal off, nigga." I'm sitting there like, this shit kind of wavy. What we doing? What we doing? This shit crazy.
Now we put the one with the sangria, right? And then we mixing it with the fruit punch. That's lit. And then they probably presented it all nice, like the presentation is okay. I like this.
On my soul, in a nice little hey Phil, when you in a different restaurants, it's not a pitcher and it's not a vase, it's a vase, nigga. They put it in a vase.
Yeah,
boy. This okay.
Oh, this is nice. Oh, okay. I see what y'all doing here. All right. I'm not mad at this.
Right.
Not mad at this at all.
Yeah. Other than that, though, the bot's here, so I can't really say that. But your boy back outside, man. That's as much as I can say.
Jesus Christ!
I'm back.
I really want this story. I want this story. I might have to call you because I need this story, dog. Because that sounds like some shit that would happen to me. I'll get on the chat and be like, "Hey niggas,
Mm-hmm.
A nigga home, you know what I'm saying? A nigga home. What you mean you home? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? People,
Yeah.
so you know,
Yeah. And that's
I'm
why
like,
niggas.
what?
I'm gonna talk to Lucci. I'm
Look,
gonna talk to
look, look,
Lucci.
look, Kyle. You know what's so crazy about it? Because we were supposed to do a show that day.
Yeah, yeah,
That day
yeah.
we
And
were
I'm
supposed to do a show, and I'm like, I'm up because I'm like, shit, I'm off. All right, cool. I took a look. I prepared. I was like, nah, bro, I'm showing up for the show today. Gotta come to work. I took a nap and everything, dog. Yeah, came back. I'm like, yeah, but I know my nigga Cal gonna be in this. Kyle, you ain't show up. I'm like, where's Cal at? What's going on, bro? I'm like, nigga was just in the chat saying, like, yeah, niggas, he got topics and that. I'm like, what the fuck, yo, what
yeah,
the fuck is going on? Yeah, this nigga just show up and be like, yeah, nigga, so you know I'm back. What you mean you back?
on my soul. On my
Nigga,
soul. Lucci, we
not
gonna vault
decaf
that.
though. I could have.
We gonna.
I would have. I would have understood it if it was Fulton County, but DeKalb. Ah, come on, dog. Ugh, that's tough. Them folks, they ain't playing fair, man. They ain't playing fair. I don't want you to talk about this. Just give it a little. God damn, DeKalb. God damn, DeKalb.
Man, look,
Niggas is on Nashville show.
nah, bro. This is why I'm gonna say this, Phil, and then I'm gonna say this in fast, and then we can get this ball rolling. So number one, Lucci, we gonna shelf that me and ODG thing because that happened right before the situation. So I don't even remember none of that. You know what I'm saying? Whoop de whoop. We gotta shelf that. Number two, my nigga Phil. When I tell you I got in that bitch and I'm
When
vibing
Cal
right,
was in
like
Fulton,
Nah,
nah, the
DeKalb.
flat, yeah, the
I was
gas,
in
bro.
DeKalb. Okay, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. I'm in
Mm-hmm.
that bitch. I'm in that bitch minding my business. Um, and it's like I was the only Florida nigga in that bitch that night, right? So a
Mm-hmm.
nigga such as myself, you know what I'm saying? I don't like. I'm not one of them. You know what I'm saying? Y'all roughly know my background. I'm not one of them niggas who be in them situations. So I'm chilling. Niggas in my fucking in
Your
intake
pod.
essentially. Yeah,
Oh,
like I'm
intake,
in the
intake. Okay.
yeah, I'm in intake. So it's like me and like 11 other niggas in a
Mm-hmm.
room that's like the size of a college dorm room. So I'm like,
That
oh, this
holding
shit kind of
cells.
wicked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm like, this shit kind of wicked. So whatever, I'm not really used to this, but I'm a vibe, like whatever, whatever. Um, and shit starts happening. You know what I'm saying? Niggas start doing they nigga shit. You know what I'm saying? People arguing and shit, going back and forth.
Niggas
Um,
start doing they nigga shit. It's
yeah,
hilarious.
like, cause it's Phil, and you know exactly what I mean. It's like over some small shit. You know what I'm saying? Like some like, oh, I fuck with UG, like University of Georgia, nigga. I fuck with Georgia Tech. Fuck you, pussy. Like da like nigga shit. So I'm trying to come to my senses because I don't even believe I'm in here right now. Like that's my mind isn't even processing. Like I'm in here.
Right. Yeah, you feeling shocked,
Oh,
basically.
yeah. I'm like, oh shit. Like whoop de whoop. Niggas is like, all right, cool. So, you know, we got y'all niggas or whatever. Y'all niggas kind of fucked because we kind of caught y'all on a Friday. So we gonna see what's gonna happen. But essentially, y'all niggas get comfortable. In my mind, I don't flinch like outwardly. I don't flinch. But in my mind, I'm like, what the fuck you mean get comfortable, bitch? I'm finna post this whoop de whoop and step. Fuck you mean get comfortable? Like,
Right.
nah,
Like,
fuck.
yeah, your mind is already on the like, nah, nigga, what I gotta do to get up out of here?
Yeah,
Okay.
like I'm thinking like, all right, boom, sit down for like a couple of hours, boom, I'm out. Shit, I gotta clock into work at like 10:15 in the morning. Like, all right, boom, I'm already planning. You know what I'm saying? Shit goes left, whoop de whoop. Um, Something happened upstairs. They bring a nigga down. Now it's 13 of us in that motherfucker with one toilet. I'm already kind of like, I'm not gonna shit or nothing. Niggas is like, all right, cool. Here's y'all first meal. Y'all see shit, you know what I'm saying? You see some shit in like movies or niggas tell you how bad food be in that motherfucker. Bro, I ate some shit I wouldn't feed to my enemy, my nigga. That shit was so fucking bad on my soul. They gave us motherfucking two cold ass. I don't even know if this was sausage, frog, raccoon, and syrupy, mushy waffles. I'm like, I'm not finna eat this shit. I put it down. A nigga like, hey, could I get that off you? Boom, give it to him. Another nigga sees that and gets mad at him. The nigga who they just brought in the cell, nigga got cut up in his face. That nigga got stabbed all up in his shit. Niggas like, y'all whoop-de-whoop, getting mad at them two niggas. Because apparently you're not supposed to give away food you don't want. I don't know the fucking rules, my nigga. I don't know the rules. So now, boom, that shit goes left. Some shit happens. Da 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 da. Long story short, I came in Friday night. I didn't get out till Sunday night. In spite of me having court the next day, which is fucking rare. On a Saturday, niggas tried to hold me and jam me up in that bitch. Um, but yeah, I'm out, man. I can't really say too much outside of that. Um, but
Right
yeah,
on.
like, hey, man,
Just an
God's good,
experience.
man.
Just an experience, man. You know.
Right. I
That's
didn't, I
all.
didn't, I didn't been through that. I didn't been through that before, so that ain't,
Yeah.
I ain't gonna say that ain't,
No,
it ain't major, but I understand what you
you
saying.
made you made it through. You know what I'm saying? Got a little testament now. Now niggas. No, I've been up in there. I seen. Yeah. Okay. I see what's going on.
Nigga,
You feel,
Cal was in the
Yeah.
trenches, man. Like,
you
Yeah,
feel me?
you
yeah,
said,
Listen.
hey, Lucy, hey,
You hear me?
Lucy.
Like
Yeah, you said,
you
yeah.
got that little. Yeah, he had a little, he had a little weekend at Bernie's. You know what I'm saying?
You know what
Like,
I'm saying? Right.
yeah.
Yeah, he had to put on
mm,
he had to put on them oranges. He had to
Fucking
put on
right.
them orange
Gotta go
jumpsuit.
see
You know what
what
I'm saying?
I'm trying to go see what it was about back that bitch. You hear me? You know what I'm saying? Oh, let's go
Man,
in and see what was up back there,
I'm too old, bro. Lucci and Phil. This would have been cool if I was 10 years younger. You know what I'm saying? I would have
Yeah.
been like,
Right. Right.
ah, nigga. I'm turning 30, nigga. I'm getting ready to turn 30, nigga. Sleeping
So
on
I'm
concrete
too old to
and
be.
metal. I'm not doing this with y'all niggas. Y'all got it, bro.
I'm
I'm
too
not.
I'm too old for this. I feel you,
Yeah,
dog.
on my soul. Like, bro, I need my food cooked, seasoned. I need my bed Tempur-Pedic, nigga. Like, I need ice in my water. Like, I'm not doing this with y'all niggas, bro. I'm 30. I'm not going. Had a little nigga in there, feel on my soul. I swear to God, on my soul, twice over. A nigga came into the cell, came into the holding shit, saw how packed it was. They told him he was gonna be there for a couple of days. The nigga just walked past all of us, went to the toilet, got on his knees, and started crying. I was like, God damn, this shit ain't gonna be easy for you. That shit ain't gonna be easy for you, brother. Like,
Hey,
nah.
hey, yeah, you see type of niggas who go fold and who go stand up to that pressure. You be like, nah, he done. He done.
Yeah, it's over.
Yeah, he done.
Oh, gee. Oh,
He ain't gonna be able to stand 24 hours in this motherfucker. He ain't going.
hell no.
He's going too
Hell no.
cold instantly.
That's a fact. Feel
Whatever
bad for
that
that
nigga
little nigga,
did,
bro.
whatever that nigga did, he did it.
Fact. And whoever
Cause he
and
so
whoever he did it with, he telling. Whoever he
he
did it with, he
telling
telling, nigga.
right.
Nigga getting up out of here.
He's getting up out of here. He cannot stand the rain. You know what I'm saying? Not at all. Not at all.
Mm. Other
Oh
than
shit.
that,
What's
niggas
going on with
good.
niggas, man?
Thanksgiving was popping. Damn.
What's up with niggas, man?
Oh, since we here, brothers getting situated, boom in the building. Let's rip the band-aid off. Let's rip the band-aid off. So I saw, little birdie told me, it took Black Adam almost a month to hit 300 million at box office sales. See what I'm saying? It looks like Black Panther did that in a weekend or something like that. Brothers has some shit to say. It's big M's over here, big Marvel. You know what I'm saying? That's how we stepping. But apparently, in light of the Black Adam shit, niggas is starting to finally see The Rock can't act. The Rock is just The Rock in every role.
Don't do that. Don't do
I've
that,
had
man.
I've had my suspicions, Phil,
Don't do this,
but
man.
I felt like this years ago. So I want to ask a question to the brothers in here. Is Dwayne The Rock Johnson a good actor, or is he punching off of us being WWE fans? Like that nostalgia is just pushing him through customs with a lot of shit. What are we doing? What are we doing? Phil, Boom, anybody?
Nah,
What are
the
we doing?
brother, he's had roles where he's acted, like he's done a good acting job. So he is an actor. The role he was playing as The Rock is a role. Like what I'm saying? He's been acting all his damn life. The fact that
Yeah.
it's actually genius that he's doing roles that are in his wheelhouse. He ain't doing nothing too off the beaten path where he can't be himself and still like The Rock probably be like, shit, I like this, but let's do this, and this will make this crazier. You know what I'm saying? Like he probably making shit way more liver than niggas even thought it was supposed to be on that type time. So The Rock is, I ain't gonna say he's a great actor. He's a good actor. He knows his lane. He stays in his lane, and that's to be commended because a lot of people try to do something outside of themselves and it don't work. The times that he has done it is worked for him.
But like he's an action star, Phil. Number one. And usually when you have like the archetype of action star, you have their like capstone role. Like for instance, Tom Cruise is obviously Mission Impossible. You got Van Damme has a few like capstone roles. You got the John McClane from Bruce Willis. You got 300 from I think
He's Vin,
Gerard Butler.
he's Vin Diesel's he's Vin Diesel's doppelganger. Like he, you know what I'm saying? That's what he is. You know what I'm saying? He's Vin Diesel's enemy. That's his staple role. Like that's what the role he played of being the evil guy, quote unquote, to Vin Diesel and them. That's cemented. That's
But
cemented. That's cemented.
is that as is that as powerful as the people that I just named? Like John McClane, like Die Hard is powerful. That's powerful. That's
Yeah,
clouded.
that's
You know what I'm
different.
saying?
Right.
Like that's I'm thinking action star. Like he's in that role. You know what I'm saying? Like he does action and then like what? Like action or comedy joints with like Kevin Hart and shit like that. But I don't. When I think of The Rock, I don't think of one like oh shit he went crazy in da 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 da
Right.
da. It's like
Right.
oh he's cool
But
in like
see,
Fast
I
and
think those
Furious.
other I think those other dudes we talking about, they have series of movies playing this one character. And that's why I said the villain to
Stone Cold did
Vin
a good action
Diesel
in The
in
Rock, man.
Fast and Furious would be his staple role. But Die Hard is such a like that's such a or like a 007 character. Like they don't really like make like a they haven't been like a 007 person that's like been that person, but you know, that's tough. That's tough.
You see,
But
you see when
but they don't make movies like that no more though. Two, they don't make like the part one, part two, part three, except for John Wick. You
I
don't even
mean, but
have those like.
even him, like you see what I'm saying? You just said John Wick. Keanu Reeves got John Wick and Matrix. That's fucking insane, Phil. That's he has two. He has two capstone. This is that nigga roles in series.
Would you consider Keanu Reeves a great actor?
No, no. I'm not saying he's a great actor, but he is an action star. You see what I'm saying? And he has series of him being action star, like an action star, bro. Like even what's his face? I like the brother personally. Um, Christian Bale, that nigga was Batman. Like, and I do want to get into this discussion next. Like, this is the next joint I want to run past niggas. But Christian Bale's Batman is stapled. Like that's there. That's not going anywhere. Batman Begins, Dark Knight, da 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 da. That's there. That's non-negotiable. He did a bunch of other shit, The Prestige, da 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 da, Equilibrium, all this other shit. But Batman, that's that. You can never take that shit away from him. He was that nigga. He was the leading guy. Period. The Rock doesn't have that, my nigga. Like, and it's impossible. Like, look at his filmography. The nigga got like shit like um, Walking Tall. I
Fire.
think it was like that's cool. You got Gridiron Gangs. I think it was something. It was something where he was like chasing one of them white boys throughout the jungle. Um, he had another joint where he had like a no, that was the same movie where he was walking around with a 2x4 smacking niggas. Um, What the fuck else was this nigga in, bro? I can't remember off the top, but that shit is not powerful. Like even a nigga like what's the British white nigga? Jason Statham. Jason Statham has the Transporter series. You see what I'm saying? Like that's him. That's his shit.
Right.
The Rock ain't got that shit. Like I don't know, bro. I don't know.
Yo.
Your background crazy.
I think The Rock is not a great actor by any means necessary. Let's get that understood.
Stone Cold a better actor than The Rock, man. Let's just be honest, man.
But
I think he a better actor though, man.
I think it's something to what Phil said, where I will give The Rock slight credit in understanding his lane and staying
Mm.
in that lane. I think a lot of times, just like we do with music, oh, I want a nigga to step out, I want a nigga to grow, I want to nah, stay where you at, keep eating, and don't fuck up this plate.
Mm.
A lot of times a nigga will step outside the box, whether it's from pressure from the fans or pressure from critics or you know what I'm saying, or even within pressure within themselves, feeling as if they need to challenge themselves, and then they just completely the fuck off the trajectory that they was on because they had no business doing some shit that they was attempting to do. So I do give the nigga credit because it seems as if he knows his audience and what's gonna work. You know what I'm saying? Now in the aspect of actual acting, he's not a good actor at all. Uh, almost for that uh, other lanes, other genres, drama or thrillers or whatever the case may be. So I don't know, man. It's a different era of action movies. Also, like
Mm.
I think the Rock. I think if the Rock actually had been in that older era, he probably would be a whole lot. And it's hard to say a whole lot more successful.
Like
He's still
boom. Imagine if he had a character.
hold on. He's still the biggest action star in the world right now. So, but
Yeah.
what I'm saying is if he had came out with the Stallones, the Arnolds, uh, the niggas that had his makeup, his build, you know what I'm saying, similarities in his build, I think he would have been more prominent and more respected for the action that he's doing because in this era, he got caught up in the era where niggas that actually knew how to act began doing action movies
Mm-hmm.
or became prominent like a Tom Cruise, a nigga who already knew how to act on an Oscar level. Now this nigga jumping out airplanes and motorcycles is crashing and you know what I'm saying, gunfights and shit. So it's like, damn, you can't really beat one of them type niggas. Then you got Matt Damon type niggas who knew how to act. Now he done became Jason Bourne and shit. You can't really compete with that. You feel me? Because you're not at a level acting wise from the jump to compete. You know what I'm saying? Even a nigga like Keanu Reeves. We would never confuse who's a better actor between Keanu Reeves and The Rock. The Rock is terrible. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Keanu Reeves is not the best
I wouldn't
actor,
say
but
I wouldn't say
no,
terrible, dog.
he's
He's
terrible. He's terrible.
terrible. He's terrible,
He's
Phil.
terrible. He's terrible.
He's not
He's
terrible,
Hold
terrible.
on,
dog. He's
hold on.
you
Let me
say
finish this
terrible,
last
that
point.
means
Let me finish
okay,
this
all right.
last point about Keanu. I got you, real quick. So the main point is you would never confuse who's a better actor, in my opinion. Keanu Reeves is a better actor than
Hmm.
The Rock. So
Keanu? No
Yeah.
expression, Keanu is
yeah,
come
because
on.
because
Let's
because
not do that.
no matter what you think about Keanu, I can point to several films in Keanu's resume where that nigga acted his ass off. He was great. He was great in Speed. He was great in Devil's Advocate. Uh,
Thank you.
what's the other joint? Damn, I just had all three. I was ready to rip off. But anyway, oh Dracula,
Yeah, then we got the yeah, yeah.
The Bram Stoker's Dracula. This nigga's acting in these
And
movies.
boom, and don't forget about Constantine, good brother. Don't forget about
Come on,
Constantine.
Constantine. Like
Yeah.
he got shit where we can point to and be like, nah, he smoked that shit. I don't really have nothing from The Rock where I'd be like, he smoked that shit. In
The
my
Lion
opinion,
Gang, he ain't smoke. Walking tall, he ain't smoke.
Nah,
like
he's the rock.
nah, like
He's
he's The
the
Rock.
rock. Yeah. And and boom, and
Y'all,
boom, and
so
boom.
y'all
Let
making
me
it
say
seem
this.
like
Let me see.
that's a bad thing.
Let me add one more. Let me add one more to what you said,
No,
boom, because I
I
know you're
said
not a video game.
I said, hold on, Cal. Still, I said in
Go
the
ahead.
beginning, that's why I do give him credit. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying, unfortunately, he's amongst other niggas that actually are really great actors doing action.
Yeah,
It ain't his
yeah.
fault. I'm not
Did
mad at
he
him
not
if
play
he.
it? Did he not play a good villain against Vin Diesel in the Fast and Furious movie? That's the
Yeah,
first one,
I mean, he,
not the redo. I'm talking about the first joint when he showed up.
he did it. He understood the assignment. He did his job. He didn't do nothing spectacular that I've never seen before. Like
My
you feel
It's the
me?
lord.
Like
Rock. It's the Rock.
My
Yeah,
lord.
like what you?
exactly.
Nah, but it and Phil, what you're saying as a benefit is a detriment because what boom, I'm gonna say this because like I said, I know
Well,
you're not a video
you
game type
presented it
nigga.
though.
I know, but let me say this. Let me say this. I know, boom, you're not a video game type nigga, but Keanu Reeves was essentially one of the main characters in a game that came out called Cyberpunk 2077. Like it was Keanu being a hologram in your head constantly as you went through the game. And he was playing like this dead rock star revolutionary nigga. But he was acting his ass off, even in the game, because you got to do the voice acting and then they like face scan you. You know what I'm saying? To put you in the game. Even in a fucking video game, it was like, oh, this is a dope ass character. The Rock is just The Rock, bro. That's it. The Rock is The Rock. He's going to say some weird one liners. He's going to do the eyebrow thing. He's going to be super tough. He's not going to lose a fight. And he's just going to be a fucking hulking mass all throughout the movie. That's it. It's not, and Boom brought up a great point. He got fucking caught up in the rapture, no pun intended, Phil, of niggas who know how to act doing action movies. Even a nigga like Liam Neeson. Thank you. Liam Neeson can act. And then he did the Taken series. Like the Rock ain't got no fucking Taken. Like he ain't got that, bro. He don't he ain't got that. Plus
But I feel like if you put The Rock and Liam Neeson, if you switch them out and you put The Rock in that same type of character, vulnerability, all that. Oh, my daughter's gone. Woo, woo, I gotta go shoot, kill niggas. It's up. And then it's The Rock on top of that, so you know it's gonna be over the fucking top. They're gonna be jumping off buildings, shooting bazookas, shooting down helicopters and planes and shit like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be that. With him, with Liam Neeson, now you gotta make it more. Now you have to make it more script based.
But you want to know
now we have to talk our way through it.
But Phil, the difference between a great actor and a nigga that just get the job done is like a nigga like Liam Neeson, all these other niggas like with these roles, you know what I'm saying, John Wick and shit, they have the ability to make you invested in the character. Like the acting is so good along with the action. It's like, no, I really fuck with this nigga Wick. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I'm really fucking with Cuz. Like, you feel me? Like, there's no really role from The Rock where I felt like invested. Like I'm not. You feel me? I didn't buy in. Like, nah, The Rock was my favorite nigga in that joint. Like, nah, that nigga was really woo woo woo. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's been plenty of times there might be a nigga in a movie that wasn't even the main character, but it's like, no, that nigga acted so motherfucking well.
But they never gave him them type. The only role they gave him like that was like Walking Tall and Gridiron Gang. Them the only roles where you got character development with The Rock throughout the movie.
Yeah, but the reason that's not gonna work,
he can do it. He just don't. He don't go in that path because that's not what's lucrative or is going to make him, like you said earlier. Like that's not his fan base. That's not what the people going to the theaters to go see him for. They going to see him boom boom, shoot him up, bang bang, explosion.
But even these movies you naming like Walking Tall and shit, that shit wasn't special. Like that shit was regular. Like,
you saying it wasn't special, but I'm saying those are roles that were out still action, but they were outside of the. Because it was more, he had more dialogue in it. What I feel like he had more dialogue in those characters than he did the other shit that he had going on.
I don't think dialogue.
The other shit he had was just one line. It was all one liners. It was we ain't gonna get him. You know what I'm saying? All that other type of shit. Like but them two characters, he had the dialogue where you could build, like you said, he could build a rapport with the audience and be like, no, I'm invested in the character now. I want to see this character do whatever they trying to do. But he don't go out for them roles, or they're not given to him from his management or whoever like that. Maybe not, like you said. Maybe he's not going for that. Maybe he just trying to be like, okay, cool. If this is what
I ain't mad at him.
I'm gonna go for it. Right, and I ain't mad at him.
And I'm just giving the other side critique. You know what I'm saying? Like, and to me, and you keep saying dialogue. Dialogue is not the issue for me with The Rock, because acting is not all about dialogue. It's about expression. You know what I'm saying? Like, The Rock does not know how to make The Rock can't make three faces.
Him and boom. I swear
niggas laughing, but no, that's some real shit though.
He boom, and you're a nigga who watches movies like for the actors as well. The Rock has that disease. Brie Larson has that disease. I forget the light skinned chick from Westworld who's Valkyrie in the Thor series. Tessa Thompson, she has that disease. It's a few niggas who they do not have great facial acting. Like they can't do micro expressions. Like somebody says some fucked up shit, they have to flash an emotion, then hide the emotion, and then come to grips with it. Like it's none of that. The Rock is mad, he's laughing, or he's like static. It's nothing there. Like that shit is ass, bro. Even Phil, to point to your point, to show that it doesn't really even take that much dialogue necessarily for you to convey a great role. Leonardo DiCaprio in Gangs of New York, he does not have a lengthy amount of dialogue. Like, if anything, he's playing second fiddle to what is the brother's name? Day is in his name. Fucking Daniel Day-Lewis, I think is his name. Like Leo was playing. Yeah, he's playing second fiddle to him. And you see like Leo go through the trauma, build up his shit, get ready to take over. He's trying to get revenge. But a lot of Leo's acting pretty much is in his face and his temperament. And that gets him over the finish line in front of a lot of niggas
But
who are
I
in
got a
his same
question.
class.
I got a
Go ahead.
question. When first off, shout out to y'all. Happy Turkey Day. Ha, when have we ever compared The Rock to like Leo? Like, has anybody ever done that? Like in a movie review or critics or anything like that? Like,
But we just
we,
talking great
we
actors, so
yeah, we've never
Yeah,
praised. I've never heard The Rock really praised for his acting. I think he kind of has his lane and he kind of sticks to it. You know what I'm saying? Like he gets over with popularity, man. Like he's got a lot of charisma, like naturally. He's like Charlie Clips, right? Like Charlie Clips, people love Charlie Clips. So they allow him to get over and you know what I'm saying, in certain situations, it's like, but it's Clips. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's The Rock, bro. Like Rock is one of the few people I think if he ran for president, I think he has a good chance of winning. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how popular he is. Like him and Oprah. You know what I mean? I agree with Phil. I don't think The Rock is like a complete trash, as an actor. Like he's got this Disney flick that me and my daughter watch probably twice a year, The Game Plan, where he gets custody of his daughter. I thought he was okay in that. I just think he's one of them guys that just he's kind of got his lane. He's expected to be The Rock. He's expected to do like what Cal was saying, certain faces and make a joke, you know what I mean? And he's just got his lane, man. I've never thought that he was a great actor. I don't think anybody has for real.
yeah, that's fair. And I part of the reason that I honestly brought this up was because I feel like oftentimes people conflate numbers. You see what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And they think that just because he pulled up and did like the 300 million, or I think it may be 350 million now
Yeah.
with Black Iron, I'm sorry,
Black
Black
Adam.
Adam.
Yeah.
Yeah, that means that he's a great actor. When that's not really the case, bro. Like you have a machine behind you, you're a
Mm-hmm.
very identifiable person. But even my thing, Ty, to finish my shit up, even
Mm-hmm.
people in his same, like, no pun intended, his weight class. There's
Mm-hmm.
niggas that's literally better than him in his weight class. Jason Momoa is a better actor than The Rock. I've seen Jason Momoa play roles where he actually has to show more than three faces and do like a weird, stupid quip every now and again, a little
I
zinger.
just watched a movie with that nigga, Jason Momoa, with my daughter. It's a
Slumberland.
kid. That shit hard.
We watched
I
that this
fuck with
morning,
that
bro.
shit.
Yeah, we watched that this morning.
Yeah,
See,
Thanos. That
see,
shit hard.
It's
see,
dope. It's nice. Yeah.
see.
Yeah, I like
That
that
was
one.
a role that impressed me. Like, okay,
Yeah, that was nice. Kind of had that
Even
Jack
his
Sparrow kind of rollout, boom.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
nah, that was fire. Nah, we enjoyed that one. Yep.
even even his joint in even his role in Game of Thrones. Like you
Mm-hmm.
saw him get mad, you had to see him kind of not become soft, but soften himself for his woman at points.
Mm-hmm.
Then you had to see him defend his woman's honor. You had to see him lead a tribe. You had to see, like, you see what I'm saying? Like you see layers.
Jackass. You know what I'm saying? Like, he got the jackass comedy type. Like, he could be an
Mm-hmm.
asshole.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I
I
fuck with
do.
Like
Jason
that's
Momoa.
I got to give The Rock credit though. I think
Is that an action star though? Is that an action star? Because that's what this was based off of, was action
yes.
stars
That's an
who
he's
show
an
the
action.
layers.
The nigga is fucking Aquaman. Yes, he's an action star. This nigga, yes, yes. If you play a superhero, you're an action star. Chris Evans,
Didn't that
action
nigga?
star. Yep.
Didn't that nigga play? Didn't that nigga play Conan in one of them Conan remakes?
did he?
Ooh, I
Wow.
Well,
gotta
bro,
I gotta double check that.
that's that's
What's
that's
up,
the
JD?
Um,
my bad, bro. I
let's
just
see.
eavesdropped on the conversation and jumped in. That's the perfect comparison for me for The Rock. Is Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's pivoting across from a different area, different industry, different world. He's a box office star, and you know if you put him in the film, it's guaranteed revenue, guaranteed income. Okay, he's a
Mhm.
much better actor than Arnold Schwarzenegger, but he's still not comparable to the likes of a Jason Momoa or some of the others. But I mean, the expectation isn't there, right? So he's never really held to the same standards as other actors.
I got a cringy take.
Thanos, I'm gonna tell you this though about that Slumberland.
Yeah.
Low key?
Mm-hmm.
No,
Oh,
fuck that.
oh,
High
oh.
key.
Mm-hmm.
That is that nigga's best film on his resume.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I'm looking at, and he was one of Conan in one of them remakes in 2011, and that
Mm-hmm.
and I actually fuck with that remake. But no, that Slumberland is hard. Like niggas
Yeah.
need
Nah.
to.
Nah. I was
That's a
watching
dope
it, boom.
kid movie.
I was watching. I was like, this is kind of ill, man. Like, she was
Yeah,
in bed and the table started growing legs and walking on the street. I was like, oh, whoever thought of
right,
this is some
right.
ill stuff. Yeah. I was like,
The
okay.
creativity in that bitch
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. I was like, I like this. We're gonna watch that again, bro. I was gonna
Hmm.
say, JD, I got a cringy take, man. I think some of them action stars from the '80s, I think they became better actors over time, bro. I don't think Arnold's trash at all. I think maybe he started off very limited, like Cal was saying, kind of they gave him certain kind of roles. But I felt like Arnold
Mm-hmm.
kind of grew. Like if you go look at like True Lies, man, like there's a lot of range of emotion there
That
from Arnold,
that
man.
comes
You
with
know what I'm saying?
repetition. That
But that's
comes
what
with
I'm
They
saying.
have to give him more roles.
Arnold became one of them niggas.
I'm just saying over time, this move, Van Damme was another guy from the '80s. You know, kind of certain roles is like
Yep.
he was kind of stereotyped or boxed in. But even in those roles, he showed emotion. And boom, turned me on to a Van Damme flick earlier this year where the brother didn't even talk. Boom, didn't even talk the whole movie. It was all physical action, physical facial expressions. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, Van Damme really grown. You know what I'm saying? Like as an actor, you know what I mean? Like because
And The Rock couldn't do that.
I'm not saying he can't. I'm not saying
Hold
he
on,
can't,
Thanos.
Phil. That's not what I was saying.
Thanos. But you know why we was willing to wait for niggas like my nigga Van Damme or my nigga Arnold to grow? It's because
Mhm.
them niggas was my nigga Arnold was really fucking niggas up like in the process.
Right.
Like Rock, like when I think of Rock action films, they like it's like more family oriented type shit, which is cool. You know what I'm saying? Like if that's but like
That's the world
my
he come
nigga,
from, though. Man.
I mean, I
That's the
mean,
world he come from. He come from wrestling, where everything is already.
Boom, are
That's
you
what
I
saying the
mean,
speed
quality? Boom, are you saying the quality of movies from guys like Stallone and Arnold and Van Damme? Like
it was
it's
just
like it.
different.
Got you. Okay.
See, that's why I
You know
agree
what I'm
with you
saying?
that if The Rock was in that era of action star, he would have had one of those standalone franchises where you could go back and be like, nah,
That's
The
what
Rock
I'm saying.
was
I think he would have been better.
this
That's
dude
why I said he would have been
in
better.
one. Three.
He would have been better if he came out in that era, in my opinion.
I
So
agree
it's a
with
victim
that.
of generation.
Because at that point in time, niggas didn't have to be funny. Niggas didn't have to try to, I said, no, it was, we fucking niggas up. Do you know how to do that? Okay, we got Arnold,
Mm-hmm.
we got Stallone, nigga, we got Van Damme, nigga. Uh, Bruce Lee was outside, nigga. Niggas fucking niggas up. And I think if you just ask The Rock to fuck niggas up, he can give you some shit. You know what I'm saying? But when you got a nigga trying to compete with these niggas, like I said, these niggas that already were great actors, then started doing action movies at an elite level. So it's like Rock looked like an idiot amongst these niggas, low key. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like for a Brad Pitt Troy, like I don't like damn nigga, you ain't got one of them. You know what I'm saying? Like for
Yeah.
a Jason Statham transporter, like I don't damn that transporter was crazy. Like you feel me? You don't got with none of these niggas, like you don't have really nothing to match what they got, you know what I
Nobody.
mean? So it's
What do y'all
just
think? What do y'all think about
mm,
guys like Boom alluded to earlier, like the guys that already knew how to act, but they're kind of crossing over into like the action genre? Like I see my man, I forget his last name, Gerard, the dude from Law Abiding Citizen.
Rob
Gerard Butler.
He's
Gerard
got a
Butler.
lot of
Yeah.
action flicks now. He's got a lot of action flicks now, like the past
He and
3 or 4 years.
Thanos. I said it before you mic'd up. I fuck with him. I fuck with him
Mhm.
hard body because with everything, bro. I'm a very like I keep the same energy within everything. So
Mhm.
like as soon as you give me somebody like if you give me somebody who's a master of their craft and then they are able to then just move across the board like For instance, everybody's celebrating Nas. Nas has
Mhm.
always been a great rapper, as great as he is now with the King Disease shit. He just
Mhm.
needed better instrumentation, better mixing, better mastering, better engineering. Now that he got the final piece, oh, it's the latter part of his career is just his. No, I
Yeah.
I appreciate people who put the fucking time in, bro. Like I appreciate classically trained actors. That's why I'm always gonna shout out people like Damn Son Idris. I'm always gonna shout out people like Daniel Kaluuya. I'm always gonna shout out people like that who studied the craft, mastered the craft, and
Mhm.
then they can go, oh, I know how to act. Let me just do this no thinking action movie real quick. And they
Mhm.
just do it better than a nigga who only is good because oh he's in shape, he can put on weight and muscles. Like I
Mhm.
want the better actor, I want the better writer, I want the better artist. I'll always support the art to win. Fuck you,
I,
imposting ass niggas, bro.
I
Respectfully, that's
appreciate
me.
you bigging up all of the Brits there, Cal. But I'd compare it as well to like Matthew McConaughey when he first started doing all of those rom coms. You thought he wasn't a great actor. It's only in the when he started really trying to break out of his pigeonhole that you realize, wow, he's a really talented actor, and you can see what he brings to the table. But maybe it's the case for The Rock. He's just got to try and branch out a little bit and do some really different roles. I don't know.
I got a question for brothers. Do y'all think Rock kind of strikes me as the type of person who takes his craft seriously, or he thinks he takes it seriously? Do y'all get the vibe that he really thinks he's killing it, like in some of these roles, or is he
Absolutely.
just chasing
The
checks?
numbers say
What do y'all
the
think?
numbers say he's killing it. He even did he just do the
But
joint with Kevin Hart? He just do the joint with Kevin Hart? Like so
I'm, I'm not saying
he's
killing
trying
it like getting
to
work. I'm not saying killing it like getting work, because like that there's a difference, right? You can sell albums and not be that good. You know what I'm saying?
I
I'm
mean
asking like the actual craft. Do
the
you think that
movie
he?
industry
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm gonna say in the movie industry that's a little different though. Like if you getting work, that means you hot, you good money, you making money. In the
I
movie industry, it's different when we talk about music. But in the movie industry, if you still getting booked, if you still getting calls for scripts and all this, and he's doing the voice acting thing, and then do like nah, his
I'm not
phone.
saying that, Phil. There's two different types of killing it, bro. Like I get what you saying. Like he's still hot.
No,
Like he,
I'm saying in your definition. No, I do think he thinks he's killing it. His phone's still ringing.
that's okay. I'm
Ain't it? Is it not?
To
Is it
answer
not?
to answer your question, in all honesty and all like if we're gonna be honest and look at it, I'm gonna tell y'all something that I didn't know until I started doing research into this before I even brought it up. I didn't know that The Rock had certain stipulations within his contract before he does any movie, which cuts him out of a lot of these roles, these more serious, in-depth, introspective roles. For instance, one of the things in his contract is that he says whatever movie he's in, he can never lose a fight. He either has to tie the fight or he has to win the fight. Which, when you do that, that means that there is no room for character growth, character progression, no serious, what is one of the pillars of storytelling? Hero's journey. There's nothing for that. Think of some of the great movies that you see, like we talked about earlier. Like you see the joints like The Matrix, the Star Wars of the world, the law-abiding citizens, the da 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 da. Like the main character loses, they get knocked down. They go through self discovery. They whoop de whoop. Sometimes they have to discover a MacGuffin or a Deus Ex Machina, and they come back and then they triumph at the end. If you never lose, there is no journey. Thus, he's literally pigeonholed himself into bullshit, and he conscientiously did that because that is a condition in his contract. I think he knows what he's giving us is bullshit, but he's making so much money giving us bullshit. It's like, why even fucking try?
right.
I'm already up. Why should I do that? I'm making more than the Stallones were in their prime. I'm making more than Schwarzenegger was in his prime. Why do any of that shit? For what? So y'all can say I got a classic? Fuck your classic. I'm almost a billionaire. Like, I think he knows exactly what he's doing. And I think it's, I think it's high tier garbage. Respectfully, that's me. Shout out to the brother.
High tier, fancy garbage, pinky out garbage.
I've never heard that. Is that clause well documented, or is that like?
Yes, that's well documented. You can look into it. There was dang, I have to go and find it because I was looking it up on my desktop. I'm on my phone right now. But you can go and look this up. I think he said it in an interview a couple of years ago, around the time of when he first got into the Fast and Furious thing before the Hobbs and Shaw spinoff. He started talking about it, but you can find this. This is not hidden. This is not anything that's secretive. This is a well-known thing in Hollywood. Producers know this. Writers of movies know this. So it's literally things that they don't even pitch to them. Like you can, like
you say it's pigeonhole. You say it's pigeonhole. I say it's on brand.
I was gonna say kind of like what Kyle saying. I think the Rock is so big at this point to where it's like, all right, if I did want to go ahead and be motivated by y'all niggas on some like real acting type shit, it's like, why would I do that? Like,
right.
I'm the number one action nigga in the world right now, and my shit popping.
Exactly.
Right. What does he really stand for?
I'm not mad at it. Finally, before I transition, because I think this is another one that I want y'all brothers' input on it. The only person that I wish we had here was Sebastian. I'm gonna add him real quick. Ty, this is a sophisticated sipper, so we kind of shooting off the hip, brother.
Freestyle. Okay.
Yeah. I just added Sebastian, so I'm gonna roll this out real quick and see how brothers feel. In y'all's opinion, being movie watchers, because we're all movie watchers, we grew up watching movies and shit. What is more powerful to an actor's legacy? Being one of the Batmen, like being one of the Batmans throughout history, or being one of the 007s? Which is more powerful in y'all's opinion?
Don't everybody go at once now.
Batman's clear.
I think the Batman.
Yeah.
I think
being
known as the Batman.
It's not even close.
You being known as the Batman. Yeah, I think that's kind of that hold a little bit more weight than you saying you was James Bond.
Well, my nigga Jesus just said, nigga, I swirl through the city like Batman. Nigga, stop playing.
For real.
They ain't never seen a rich black man. Come on, man. Stop it.
You see? Hey, boom! I don't see too many Aston Martins in the hood, cuz. But I know plenty of niggas call they whip Batman. That's the Batmobile right there. So you know what I'm saying? You already know what that is.
You feel me? Come on, man.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't seen too many Aston Martins in the hood.
My nigga Meek said Rory in the trenches. The kids think I'm Batman. Like, come on, man. Stop it.
I'm going against you brothers today then. It's definitely 007. Batman.
Yeah,
Batman.
Okay. I like this.
I figured he would.
I'm black too, though. Don't forget that.
I'm conflicted. I think at one point, I think it was Bond at one point, but the past 10 years, maybe.
Oh, I agree with that.
Pierce Brosnan made the role. Pierce Brosnan made the role cool.
Nah, I mean, Bond has always been cool. Bond has always been cool, bro. Bond's always been like pop culture legend. You know, you had the Sean Connerys, the Roger Moores, like all these guys.
Pierce Brosnan had that look though.
Pierce didn't take it.
The slick back. Pierce, with the accent. Come on, dog. Pierce had it, dog. I ain't gonna hold you. Pierce Brosnan had it, dog.
Pierce didn't take the pod to the next level, man. Stop it.
He took it to the bro. He did.
Nah,
we not doing that.
did
Pierce
not.
had the
man.
look. He had the
I fuck
whip.
with my
He
nigga
had
Pierce
the
though.
guns. He had the ladies.
Nah, my
Nah,
nigga
Pierce
Pierce
was
had
that
he did
nigga.
my nigga Pierce, he definitely maintained for sure. He kept
Kept it
that,
going. Yeah,
you know what I'm
kept it
saying?
going.
For sure. Like I ain't hating on
The
what my
nigga
nigga
Pierce
Pierce
was
did,
he
especially when
was
he had
on
baby
the he
girl.
was on that he was on that Nintendo
He had
64
Hallie,
game,
Hallie
dog.
in one of them things, man. He
Right.
had
He
Hallie in one of
had
them things, man.
Hallie, right?
Dan,
What you
Dan,
Coming out the water.
doing, dog?
Phil,
Mm-hmm.
Daniel Craig took it to the next level. Phil, like, let's just be
That's a
honest.
See,
fact.
Let's
That's
be
a
this
honest.
fact.
how I think
That's
this
a
is
fact.
how I think the
The
lineage
nigga
of the
was on
Bond
the
shit.
video game, cuz. Nah, we
So
not doing this.
this
Stop.
this the thing though, Phil. This the thing though, Phil. Here's how the lineage of the Bond shit has gone to me. So when you got niggas like Roger Moore, Sean Connery, oh y'all niggas scorching. Like this is the
Mhm.
shit right here. You know what I'm saying? Like this is Bond shit. And then when you go to you know what I mean, like the Pierce Brosnan type eras and shit like that, it's like, you know, this is a cool nigga, but I'll really beat his ass though, low key. You feel me? Like if it was me type shit.
If it was
You
me,
feel me? So it was a little, and my nigga dropped about three or four of them things. My nigga, my nigga dropped about three or four of them things. So you know, he took up about a 10-year
Yeah.
gap. You feel me? So
yeah,
it
yeah.
wasn't until they got Daniel Craig where it gave you that brute, like, you know what I mean? Yeah, niggas know I get bitches. Like, don't you feel me? But I
Don't
beat a
play
nigga.
with me.
I really strangle a nigga for real. You feel me? Like
But boom, that kind of
Bond, nigga.
that goes with the and I will say this: the reason why I feel like personally, I feel like Bond, Bond is it for me, um, is because the bonds over time are this weird thing. I kind of want to do like a whole like essay on this shit, low key. The bonds and people's affinity towards bonds kind of went with the more that people started getting information about how like espionage and psyops and like CIA shit goes. Like early on, it was much more glamorized. It was, oh yeah, we're fucking bitches. Ah, the good guy gets the girl, I get away, da 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 da. And then you get to the most recent Bond to where it's like Craig. Craig is a gritty, visceral, like I will fuck you up, hand to hand in a porter potty. I'm going to fuck your shit up, bro. Like I don't give a fuck if I have to snipe you, hit you with a Uzi, a fucking MP. I'm a stat. Like he's a gritty type of just, ugh.
Little,
You know what I'm
little
saying?
flip,
That
little
looks,
flip knife in the phone booth, stab you up type of stuff.
yeah, like that's a more like the
Yeah.
way that niggas love the new Batman. You know what I'm saying? Fucking Edward from Twilight, where that was like, oh, he's just fucking niggas up. He's
I
not
don't
really
I
there.
don't love I don't love that Batman though. I don't like that Batman.
I got a question. I got
I
a
need a little
question.
bit more confident nigga that's playing Batman. I don't need all this emo ass.
Are we talking about what the role? We talking about the role, what it means though.
The
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
role, yeah, I'm
yeah.
saying like the
So
impact of the role.
so
When you say I
so hold
play
on.
Batman,
No, Phil, you with me. Hold on real quick. So if we just all acknowledge that Pierce Brosnan had about an 8-10 year you know, time frame where he took up the role of Bond, and it was cool. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But Pierce Brosnan after that he didn't accelerate after that. You know what I'm saying? So if you go from Michael Keaton on up, when them niggas became Batman, nigga, like that was it. Like them niggas was out of here. Like
Yeah.
it wasn't
George
from Michael
Clooney.
Keaton, George Clooney, Val Kilmer, Kristen Bell. Now niggas looking at the Robert Pattinson nigga in a whole. Oh, he's super lit right now.
Yeah.
Are we
Like
gonna? We're just gonna ignore George
it changed
Clooney
niggas'
fucking
lives.
up. We're gonna
But
ignore George Clooney fucking that up though. That's
there,
we're gonna
there was
ignore that.
But
definitely.
George Clooney ain't fuck it up. He had a rollout, my nigga. So
But
he
I'm
ain't fucking
talking
up the
about, but we're
roll.
talking about what it do. We talking about what it do though for you, right? That's the convo.
yeah, and
Like
George
Yeah,
Right,
like
the
what Star?
rollout. Look, even if you think he did a bad job, the rollout for that movie was crazy. It was
crazy.
everywhere.
George wasn't terrible either. I don't know why that he gets that put on his name like that. Like he wasn't bad in that movie.
Was the one with Mr. Freeze and Poison Ivy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That shit like a cringe classic, man. Like it's very cringy. But that's
as long as we acknowledge that it's cringe.
Yeah, it's
as
cringe.
long as we
Nah,
acknowledge that it's
it's
cringe.
super
Oh
cringe.
no, it's definitely cringe. It's
Shout out my
definitely
nigga,
cringe.
shout out
With
my
the
nigga Arnold.
rollout
too.
though, the
Oh,
rollout,
that,
he
hey,
was that shit was everywhere, my nigga.
I
Hey,
couldn't
look,
say it.
with Batman, the stars come out, man. The stars come out.
Yeah, but
That's all I'm
that's
gonna say.
really recent.
Was that which one? Which one? The one with Jim Carrey?
That's what
That was
my
that.
nigga Val. That's
That's
my
Val.
nigga
That's
Val
Val
with
Kilmer.
Okay.
Nah,
Batman Forever.
that's in the
Batman
clouds.
Forever.
That's in the clouds.
Yeah,
What?
I
that
don't give
was
a
cool.
fuck. That shit a classic, Phil.
It is.
Niggas
It is.
playing.
What you say? That nigga running behind? He ran behind the light with at the end of the movie. Man, what? That
Man,
shit
what?
crazy.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Batman. I'm gonna go with Batman, bro. I'm gonna go with Batman. Also too, you know what makes it kind of powerful too is like even though it's like cringy on the go back, it's still classic. The old Batman series from the '60s with Adam West.
Yeah, that's cool.
Adam was still able to get like roles and like voice acting jobs like on Family Guy and stuff, and still referred to as Batman. You know what I'm saying? Still referred to as Bruce Wayne, like that whole character.
Adam West, the first Batman.
That's
how you.
That's part of his rollout boom like 30, 40 years later. You know what I'm saying? Like he's still able to get work. You know what I mean? Based off being at Batman in the 60s. Like that's powerful, bro.
That's Adam West, the first Batman. Like everybody know, if you're a real fan of Batman, you know, Adam West was the first nigga to play Batman.
I'm gonna probably go with Batman, bro.
Like you said, like he still getting work just off that alone.
Just off that.
Alone.
Rest in peace, Adam. Rest in peace, Adam. Man.
Rest in peace.
Bro,
Rest in peace to that brother.
Even if it's some of the niggas that played Batman performance you didn't like, again, in totality, like it was a movie. Like that shit was a moment. Like when them, you know what I'm saying? Like they really didn't miss.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I'll say that.
Yeah, they really haven't missed on the Batman movie though. You right.
I think the brand of Batman is definitely bigger, but I think there's been ebbs and flows because the 007 series was originally written by this Scottish writer in the 50s, and it immediately took off. It immediately took off, and they made a film adaptation out of it, and it's been at a pretty much a steady level since then. Yeah, the Pierce Brosnan era wasn't as popular as the Roger Moore. And Sean Connery, yeah, thank you, bro. But Batman, let's not act like the Batman Forevers didn't do really well, but it's the Christopher Nolan adaptation and trilogy in recent years that really revived the Batman name. So at this moment in time,
we got to go back to the Tim Burton Batmans, man. The very first two Batmans.
I can't agree.
Those are clouded, clouded. Yeah, that's different.
Those is next level Batmans, man.
JD,
like that's how Batman's supposed to feel, man.
JD. That's why I was saying, even if you don't like the performances, the movies were still like niggas didn't really miss. Like when those premiered and dropped, like
anything though, boom. In anything, if it was motion picture, if it was animated, you know what I'm saying, comic books, they really didn't miss with Batman at all.
To me, out of any character in comics, like Batman's, like his duality, is what makes Batman Batman, nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just, you feel me? Like, from the symbol, I think we had a discussion I think we talked about this a while back. Like, what's like the most recognizable, like the symbol?
Yeah, I remember that
in the world.
Symbols, yeah. And we talked about Superman and Batman. And it kind of came down to them too.
Nigga, them shit's recognizable, like Coca-Cola, nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, boom. Hey, the Batman signal's so epic. Nigga. The Batman signal's so epic. Man. They just put it in the sky and Batman show up. Like,
No, I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that at all, and I'm glad brothers have glad brothers could have the discourse on it. Obviously
Hey
we
Cal.
we're
Nah,
not going to agree to everything, but that's
hey,
Hey
brother
Cal. I
JD, brother
kind of came
JD,
in late. Hey Cal,
James
what was the
Bond is
question?
powerful though. James Bond is powerful.
Oh, this is
Period.
about
Not
who's
I
more
think
powerful, James Bond or Batman? Is that what it is?
we was
it's
talking
about the
about
You
role.
pick.
more for you,
It's about the
Kate?
role. Yeah, like
What role
as
does
far as
more for you?
the power of the role.
Oh,
like
okay. I see
if
what you're
you
saying.
like
I see what you're
like
saying.
hey like if you play Batman or you play James Bond, which would give you more recognition? If you
Oh,
play
Batman,
Batman, that's
man.
going right.
Batman.
That's going you lit.
Nah,
You
Batman for
lit.
sure, man.
Yeah.
Yo, when Michael Keaton stopped doing the Batmans and Tim Burton stopped doing it, who they have? They have Val Kilmer, right? George Clooney. Like
Mhm.
those are like leading guys. Like everyone who plays Batman is like a leading Hollywood type brother, man.
Yeah.
Like it's always a top guy. It's never like a peon playing Batman. That's powerful in
Right. You
itself,
can't
right there.
you can't though. And honestly I feel like the role you really can't do that with that
Wait,
role.
Hey, it's like with Batman, you got to be that nigga in real life as your real person to
Right. You gotta be
do the
that nigga
Batman
in real
character.
life.
Mhm.
Right. You really
Now,
gotta be that nigga in real life to play Batman. Like you can't
Yeah,
be
for real.
like, who is this nigga playing Batman? Who is you? Nah, you gotta be one of them
Yeah. You're
guys.
right. Batman, you can't just put
One of
anybody
them
as
niggas.
Batman, man.
My
You
nigga
can't
gonna
just
be one
put
of them
Toby
niggas.
Maguire as Batman.
mhm.
You
You can't put your up and coming actor. Yeah, you can't put your up and coming actor out of
Totally
NYU and
wired.
Batman. Like, nah, that's not working,
That's
dog.
hilarious.
That's not working,
But you
dog.
can't. But you act like you could
That
do
was
that with James
hilarious.
Bond. You act like y'all could do that with James Bond. You can't do that shit with
They
James Bond. I
did.
fucking
You look, you can't, but that's up for the British brothers to brother JD and them. That's up for them to. That's up for them. They gotta. You know what I'm saying?
How
I
they
got
That
a
did.
ain't up for us.
funny little side story I was gonna bring up on the last topic, man. I watched a movie today called The Protege with Maggie Q and Samuel L. Jackson. Y'all know who the
fire
villain
movie.
was? Michael Keaton,
Eaton.
right?
Yeah.
And the script itself was kind of mid, right, Cal? Like the script overall was mid, and
Mm-hmm.
it's a storyline that's been done 100 times. It was still a fire movie, but I felt like Keaton was just—he's so good of an actor. He was literally on cruise control that movie and helped carry that movie and made it dope, man. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how great of an actor he is, bro. Like aging and all that. Like I don't know how old he is now, 50s, 60s, but yeah.
Ty, he did that.
So
He did that in Spider Man as well. He was the villain in Spider Man. He was just kind of chilling throughout
mhm.
Spider Man.
Yeah, he's just naturally gifted, man. Like I'm watching the movie. I'm like, man, he's not even trying, and he makes a dope villain. Like it's fire. But yeah, I agree with Boom. Go ahead, bro.
My bad. Thanos, go for
I was one last bar. I was just gonna say, JD. I think too, man. If we got to pulling out the box office numbers, like if we start comparing like Bond movies to Batman, whether it's 80s, 90s, 2000s. I think it might get dark for Brother 007, man.
Oh,
I
that's
think
what
it
we
might.
doing.
I think it might. And I know James Bond movies are powerful too.
Hey, add the video game numbers though. If we add the video game
Stop
numbers, it
it.
might be a little
Stop it, Phil.
different.
Stop it, man.
Come on.
You can only use GoldenEye so much, man. Like, stop it.
I promise. I promise. We all had Goldeneye. We all loved that film.
Goldeneye changed the game, dog.
Oh,
Look,
man.
we not gonna do that, dog. Don't do that to my brother 007, Mr. Aston Martin. That really changed the game though. Don't do that.
And you know what? And the Golden Gun is one of the hardest battle rap bars ever, man. Go back to
Yeah.
the man. Switch
Yeah.
screens like it's golden, man. Yeah, go back.
Briz.
Where's the T-top?
No,
Hey,
don't even do that. Lux had a golden gun too. It's the loaded one. With a golden gun. Don't do that.
Fire.
Don't
Fire.
do that. Yeah, don't do that.
Hey,
Fire.
you mentioned that brother Michael Keaton, man. We got to
Yeah.
go back to Beetlejuice, man. That's an epic acting job in Beetlejuice, man.
Nah, Keaton is elite. That's an elite talent, man. That's a fact.
Yeah, Keaton is
Me and Boom were talking about this. Like, I don't even know what you would categorize Beetlejuice as. Like, it's comedy, it's horror, it's got drama in it. Like, that's a
that's
very
a
weird movie.
movie.
Yeah.
That movie is a classic, bruh. They don't make movies. Yo, that's a classic movie, man. That's definitely a childhood classic of mine, man. The
Yeah,
whole storyline, Winona Ryder being the gothic girl, like, yo, she inspired a whole generation of gothic kids in the 90s, man.
it's a fact. It's a
Mm,
fact.
Oh, that's a classic. Michael Keaton, that was a good movie, man. Good special effects and all that. Good story, crazy.
that's fire. I'm not mad at that. So I did have in the still in the vein of movies because I've just been in a movie watching bag lately. I can't hold y'all. You know what I'm saying? I work from home. Brothers know that. So like while I'm handling my business, I'm literally watching movies the whole time. You know what I'm saying? Um, I kinda have something I want to ask, but it might get a little dark depending on how brothers respond.
Oh Lord.
Um,
Oh no. Oh no.
is there an issue? Okay, let me just ask it cut and dry. Do niggas
Walk,
want
walk,
to
walk,
see
walk,
like
walk,
new
walk it down slow, cuz.
all right. So I'll do it like this. Oftentimes, I see a lot of movies or shows and things like that who have great concepts that are very different, which should be loved because they're different concepts. Like we've seen the hero's journey a lot. We've seen the romantic comedy. We've seen the quest of revenge. We've seen a lot of these shits before. But a lot of certain times when I see people try new things, they don't get like the same views or the same recognition, maybe because it's different, or maybe because the quote unquote uniqueness of it isn't coming from who they want it to come from, if that makes sense. So, my question in light of that is, do niggas really want new concepts in movies and film and Broadway and literature and shit like that? Or are we just kind of like, cool, what we got now up until this point, and it doesn't matter if we just kind of like rehash, reshape things? Like we just had the discussion about Bond versus Batman. Like, are we just cool with rehashing Batman and rehashing Bond again, or rehashing Spider Man and rehashing or do niggas really want new shit that's kind of different that
Hey,
makes you
hey,
actually
hey,
watch
look,
the movie?
I'm gonna answer this quickly for you, and everybody else can respond after I say this. Nothing being done now is new sun, right? So if you make
Agree.
if you make a
Are you breaking up?
my bad, bro. If you make something that look like Batman, and niggas gonna be like, well, that's kind of like Batman, but it ain't Batman. This is something new. The niggas gonna refer it. Niggas always gonna have a reference point to something like that. So nothing's new been done under the sun. So if you try to do something new, somebody's gonna say that somebody else already did it. So the only way you can juxtapose that or mitigate that is the rollout of everything that you have going on. The how you present it to people. If you present it as something different, they will accept it as something different. If you don't, if you just roll it out as is, this is what we doing, whoop de whoop, then you're gonna lead people to their own biases like that. They're gonna be like, it's a new superhero. Okay, cool. What's the reference point? You're gonna have a reference point to superhero. So if anything this superhero does like anybody else, you're gonna be like, that's like somebody else. So that's the task that directors and actors have to overcome is the and even writers to a certain extent that you have to overcome the biases or the already preconceived notions of what said thing is supposed to be. Because if it's anything like that, they're gonna reference it to that. And now you don't now you don't get the same recognition how you would want it to be received from the people, because you're like, nah, this different, nah, nigga, this shit like such and such. No, it's not. But nah, nigga, yes it is. You feel what I'm saying? That's it. That's all. That was my response. That's my response to that. No, you can't.
I respect that, and going with that, I can understand that because I've seen a lot of things as to where, like, even in the basic genre as like superhero flicks or mutant whatever, like let's just say super powered people. You see a lot of the same tropes going, but there are certain times to where you can see something and it's like, okay, well, this isn't like collectively in the zeitgeist of movie watchers everywhere. Like if you're a nigga who like loves superhero shit or like stuff like that, you may have seen it or come across it before. But my prime example of this is the TV show The Watchmen. Like the movie came out, it was cool. It's like a cult classic essentially. But like the TV show itself and the plot line and the story beats that they were hitting is very like, it was very nuanced. It was very different. And instead of people being like, oh, that's cool, a lot of people just kind of took it as like, oh, this is some superhero shit or whatever, or this is some woke shit. And then they kind of let, no pun intended, the white noise drown it out, essentially, to where it was like, that doesn't get any traction. Another example, Invincible on Amazon Prime. I feel like that's a fantastic show. I love the writing. I love the fact that they're playing off of his name. Like, yeah, his name is Invincible, but throughout the whole series, every fucking episode, more blood gets splattered across Invincible, and he just continuously gets fucked up as he's learning, as he's dealing with the fact that he's not invincible to an extent. You see what I'm saying? Those are great story structures, great concepts, but it's not heralded as such. You see what I'm saying? As much as somebody can put out like another, and this is no slight on Batman or anything, but we've seen these niggas kill Bruce and Martha like 50, 11 times. You see what I'm saying? In our own generation, we've seen these niggas shot in that alley 2,000 times, Phil. Cartoons, the multiple movies, different iterations, George Clooney, Christian Bale, they've killed Bruce and Martha so many fucking times. Niggas have lost count. But as soon as you try and do something different or like bring up a different superhero with a different level of complexity, with different Achilles heel, like nuances, their own struggles, their own traumas and stuff, it's kind of like, I don't really want that. But then it's not even like everybody loves every Batman though, because familiarity breeds contempt. So I can understand that, but it's like that doesn't apply on a case, like on a 1-for-1 basis though. Like I don't know. That's just my opinion. I just want a brother's opinion. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's kind of like music, man. Like, you know, you hear a lot of people like purists, right? Like complain that there's not a lot of like quote unquote like real hip hop out. You know what I'm saying? But there is though. You know, like they'll complain about what's on the radio. Like I hate mumble rap and everything's trap music and all that. But bro, that's why we got Google and that's why you got YouTube and that's why you got Spotify. You know what I'm saying? Like Pandora. Like you have these different platforms and outlets where all you have to do is search for what you like. You know what I'm saying? And you can get hundreds of artists, literally hundreds of artists that make the type of music that you're looking for. And I feel like people that are really diehard movie buffs that like really like different stuff, bro, we got so many platforms now. You got Netflix, you got Hulu, you got Paramount, you got Peacock, you got Amazon Prime, you got Vudu, like you got so many different platforms, bro. There's literally thousands and thousands and thousands of movies out there. If you're looking for something different, it's out there, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like people that just like the same stuff, they're going to gravitate towards the same stuff. And sometimes I feel like you have to be spoon-fed different things, Cal. You know, like if you give somebody something that's completely left field and completely different all at once, most more than likely, they're not gonna go for it. You know what I mean? So you kind of gotta like take a familiar story and just slowly add like little twists to it. You know what I mean? Put different stuff in it. Like I'll give you an example. Boomer turned me on to a movie called Blood Red Sky on Netflix. Right? It's like a vampire flick, but it's an action movie. You know what I'm saying? All the different concepts I've seen in it, it's like I've seen before. Okay, you have a serum that turns people into vampires. You have a terrorist hijacking. You know what I'm saying? Like I've seen all those a million times, but I've never seen those things put together. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you had a serum on a plane that's turning people into vampires, but there's terrorists that are hijacking the plane, so they're having to fight vampires in each other. You know what I'm saying? Is just a bunch of little twists, and then there was like a mother-son story on there. It was different. You know what I mean? But that's something again that I had to go look for, though. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not advertised.
Right. You have to go search. You have to go search that out to get that type of experience where you get all these different tropes mixed in together. Where you be like, nah, I like how they did. That was dope. But you're not going. That's not. That's for that though. That's for people like Boom who's searching out like, nah, I'm gonna find a different. You know what I'm saying? Just like how I am. Just on my Spotify playlist, like I go search, and I'm gonna say I search for different music, but my Spotify will like, nah, this is some new shit you need to listen to, or this is some shit we suggest for you, and I'll be like, I'll listen to it, and some of the shit I like, and I'll put it on the playlist. Some of the shit I'll skip past, and I'll be like, let me come back to this. If I'm in a different mood, I might like this a little different. You know what I'm saying? Like it's all the same shit.
Yeah.
When it comes to shit like that, like with the movie shit, like with the different tropes and all that. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, y'all. I don't really watch movies like that. I don't really be like into the like movie shit. Y'all, it's cool. Y'all can have that. I'm nostalgia. People I haven't seen all that type of stuff. Y'all can have all that type of stuff. But if y'all suggest something that's dope, I'll take a gander.
Yeah.
So I'll be like, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, y'all niggas need to write. I might take a gander. I might.
Hey, I think with comic books, right? I think that was Phil talking about Batman and things being compared to Batman. I think like the comic world, the universe is so expansive that you could take stories like they're not going to clash with each other. It's like when I watch a Superman movie, I'm not like comparing it to a Batman movie, unless we're talking about which movie's better, this Superman or this Batman. But if you like bring out the X-Men, right? If you bring out the X-Men, Disney, they have like the IP to the X-Men now. So they're going to start making X-Men movies. Now, when they do these X-Men movies, I'm not going to be looking at the X-Men like, oh, damn, it's not like what the Avengers did, because I don't even compare the X-Men to the Avengers. Like the X-Men is their own world, their own universe. Now, how the execution is of the stories is what matters. And they haven't been executing on the X-Men film. So I feel like you can get a lot of diversity in the comic world. In regards to just regular movies, you know, like what Thanos just said, there was a movie with all these different elements into it, like a Quentin Tarantino kind of film. And I think I agree with these brothers that all the good type of creative movies, the good directors, the good writers, the guys that are really like pushing film and theater and all these different genres, those are the guys that are on Netflix. They're not releasing these kind of films anymore in this day and age, like movies that we can bring up from the early 2000s or the 90s or whatever, right? When any kind of movie was being released in the theater. Now you got to go out and search and scroll down Netflix and see like, oh, damn, this movie cover looks cool. I wonder what this is about. Let me watch the trailer. And that's how a lot of us are consuming movies.
It requires more of your time to invest in that too, right? Because you're not. It ain't like an album where I can invest like 60 minutes of my time. If I go out and search for a movie and it captured me for a little bit, now I got to be invested for like 90 minutes, 120 minutes, 123 minutes, 130. You know what I'm saying? So the time invested is so much different than it is with like any other medium of entertainment.
But I
Get you
think like
in the
information so fast these days. Like if I'm in this chat and if Cudjo, Cal, Thanos, or Boom, if they recommend a movie to me, I'm gonna write that movie down in my notes and I'm gonna take a look at it because I know these brothers are probably
right.
gonna be looking at films that I would like. You know what I mean? Thought provoking films, good acting. Like these brothers look at the finer linear details of a movie. So if they request a film, I'm probably gonna go look at it, check it out, look at the trailer, see what it's about. But I think Thanos made a good comparison with the music out there. And it's the same as movies. Back in the day, these record labels were releasing all kinds of different artists, not just artists that were commercial or could sell records. Like there were so many different types of a variety of styles back in the day that the labels were releasing. Now, for that type of content, if I want some introspective hip hop with some boom bap drums, I'm not going to hear that on the radio. I'm not going to hear that on mainstream or the popular blog. So I'm going to have to go out and search for it. I'm going to have to look at playlists on Apple Music or turn on Pandora to this station. So it's going to recommend that style of music. So I feel like everything's out there. You just got to go look at it, by word of mouth, watching it online, hearing about it and just taking it, piquing interest. Because there's sometimes I'll be on Netflix, right? And I don't really watch Netflix a lot. But I'll be on Netflix and I'll just be scrolling down. I'll see a movie cover and I'll be like, damn, this looks pretty cool. Because I search Netflix by the genre. So I really like sci-fi movies, psychological thrillers, things like that. So I'll look in that area of movies and I'll just scroll down. Oh, this looks pretty cool. Let me see what this is. And I'll just watch it. Then I'll be like, oh, this is cringy. I'll get halfway through it like, eh. So I think it's out there, man. You just got to search for it. And like you said, Phil, you might be lazy. You might not want to spend an hour just scrolling through Netflix. Yo, I pay for cable. So I got cable, then I got a bunch of streaming services. I got like every movie channel. I don't ever watch none of these movie channels, man. Stars, HBO, Cinemax, Showtime. It's like 6 channels per brand. So I got like 5 HBO channels, 5 Showtime channels. I don't watch none of this stuff, man. But sometimes I might just be scrolling down, like, let me see what's on here. I got on demand. It's like too many movies, bro. It's too many Hulu, HBO Max. It's like too much
That's
stuff,
what I'm
man.
saying, bro. Bro, it be too much. You know, like I have to really be to bring it back to what we were saying earlier. Like you have to be invested into something to be like, I want to spend time into like watching it.
One thing I've been doing the past couple years, I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure Cal does the same thing. Like if people are getting burnt out on like certain movies or they feel like there's nothing good out there, I think also too, Cal, people gotta be able to roll the dice and take a chance and get out their comfort zone. So like one thing I've been noticing, foreign movies is kind of the way to go for me right now. Like if I want to find something that's against the grain, and foreign movies just tend to be a lot more original, in my opinion. Stuff that I haven't seen, storylines that I haven't seen before. I gotta get out of my comfort zone and like I said, I grew up watching them kung fu movies, man. So I'm used to watching movies that are kind of dubbed, like bad dubbing.
So you know what you should do, Thanos, is you should start watching anime. Because anime is the wave.
We took a leap there. Hold on. Took a leap there. Hold on.
Anime is the wave. I'm trying to tell you what the wave is.
Let me say this about anime real quick. Shout out to all my anime brothers on here. I was on anime way back in the day before it was cool to watch, when it was literally word of mouth, when you had to be like in the trenches. There used to be a magazine called Giant Robot. Look it up. Called Giant Robot. It was all Asian kung fu flicks, Asian horror movies, anime stuff. You know what I'm saying? First anime movie I ever watched was a psychological thriller called Perfect Blue back in like 99. You know what I'm saying? And I had some friends that were like some skater guys that was into DBZ, like right when it hit the States. You know what I'm saying? It was still kind of underground. Like it wasn't like a cool thing. It wasn't mainstream yet. But let me say this. I do want to say this about anime, man. The last time I went on like an anime little binge several years ago, I ended up in a place with like a naked woman and some tentacles, and that's all I'm gonna say. It was weird. I was traumatized.
You talking about hentai?
Yeah,
Yeah, he went down.
I
He
just
went down that. He went
ended up
down that.
somewhere, Kate. I had to repent, and
You went down a
man,
rabbit hole, bro.
yeah, I couldn't tell nobody about the Bible for like weeks. Like I
Hey
was
man, look, I don't know
psychologically
what
scarred.
type of
I'm just
wormhole
saying.
you
I'm
went
just saying.
down, but that
I'm
ain't
just
the
saying
wormhole
when
I
you said
went down, my nigga.
when you say anime is the wave, I'm just saying there's a lot out there. Like I ended up in a bad
It
place.
is a lot out there. I'm not gonna hold you about that. You are
I'm
correct.
gonna say, but I
But
was gonna
it is
say
a
what
lot of weird shit out there.
what I've been
But
on as
but
of
if
late.
you in the know, if you know what I'm saying, like if you black and you in the anime, yeah, that might come across your timeline or whatever like that, but that ain't really what you going to though. You going for the
But
stories, you going for the action and all the other
but
type
I'm
shit.
Hey,
saying,
brother.
but
I
this is
don't
what I'm
know
gonna
about
say.
it.
That,
We ain't
that,
going towards that weird shit where that
Hold
white
on, let the
people,
brother
where that
finish.
white
Let
people
the
go
brother
to
finish.
that when that white people go to that weird shit and they find hilarity and they can identify and cosplay with all the little weird shit. Yeah, they can
let,
cosplay with that.
let me
Us as black people, we not cosplaying with the weird shit. We
let
cosplaying with the niggas that we really fuck with. Like,
wait.
nah, this
Hold
motherfucker
on.
cool. This
Let Josh.
motherfucker
Let
lit.
Josh
Nah,
finish.
he motherfucker
Hold on.
cool. Like, nah, for real.
Phil,
Let me
Cal, am I tripping, dog?
Phil, let him.
Cal, am I
Phil, let him
tripping, bro?
finish.
let
Phil, hold
me
on. Phil, let him finish,
Cal,
and
am I
then
tripping all about it?
we can. You're
let
not
me
tripping, but let him finish, and then we
let me
can.
say.
Yeah.
I was gonna say like me personally, bro. Phil took me way off what I was gonna say. Me personally, as of late, I've been getting into like Indian dramas. Like there's a lot of drama movies that come out of India, a lot of action flicks that come out of India, and they're fire to me personally. That's me and my movie nerd bag. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't care. But I was also gonna say too, man, I don't want to ever box us in as black people, Phil. I think we're allowed to watch whatever we created most of this stuff anyway. If you go back, do your research, like a group
That's
like
the weirdo shit.
hold on, a group like Parliament Funkadelic, who have been sampled thousands of times in rap and hip hop music. You know what I'm saying? Make dope music. They all had like alter egos, and they dressed super crazy back in the day, right? Dropped
That
acid,
was
was
the
taking
times,
shrooms and
bro.
all that. But a lot of people would perceive that as weird even back then, though. Like they was different. They stood out. You know what I'm saying? Like
They
so,
wasn't weird. They was
I
on
don't ever
brand.
want. Hold on, man. Do we really want to go here? Like, cause we could really switch the topic.
Parliament was
Like,
Hey, brother.
Parliament was on brand. You talking about
cause
saying niggas was weird? Nah, niggas was really on brand with where the times was, where they was at. What you talking about? These
they
niggas was
was
talking about spaceships and being flying and love and like that
they
was the times. Like what are you
they was
talking about?
but
Like what are we doing
force
here, dog?
force.
No, we not gonna do no, we not doing this, bro. These niggas was
We
smoking
going.
hella weed. These niggas
Don't
smoking
do that.
hella weed and playing the piano and the guitar all the time. You're not finna do that
Yeah,
to these niggas, bro. You're not finna
Tupac.
try to make these
Tupac.
niggas weird. You're not finna, nah, we're not finna talk
For
about making these niggas, nah, these niggas was not weird. These niggas was right in tune.
A
That's
lot
my
of
nigga
that.
Money Man, and we in tune and we in sync.
A
What
lot.
are
A
you
lot of
talking
that.
about?
A lot of that.
Was
A lot.
Jersey.
A lot of that was still considered out of the box, Phil. Even back then, P Funk and all that was still considered out the box, man. I don't know why we try to do this and try to like
It wasn't out the box. It was right in pocket.
I don't know why
It
we
was
try to
right
do
with it.
this. I don't know.
What?
First,
You got
Look,
you.
hey,
let me let
Thanos,
me
tell me this. What else? What else was popping? What else was popping back then?
let
When
I'm
P
a, I'm
Funk,
a,
when P Funk
I'm a,
hit,
let
give
him.
me
Let
when
him
P Funk hit the
go.
streets,
Let
what
him
else was
go, good
popping right
brother.
there?
let me
Let
say
him.
this, and then I'm gonna mute up literally after this, Kyle. I promise. Give me 60 seconds.
I'm gonna mute
First
up
off,
too. I'm
first
asking
off,
you.
First off, I hate when people wrongly use the word weird. If you look up the definition of weird, it literally means anything
You
that's
said weird
abnormal.
first.
Anything that no, you said weird talking about hentai anime. You said we don't do that weird stuff, right? The
We
definition
don't
of
do that.
weird, the
We don't
definition,
do that. Black. I'm talking
the
about
def,
black people.
you
We
can't
don't.
speak for. Have you met every black
Hold
person on
on,
the planet?
Phil.
Have you met every black
Hold on,
person on the
Phil.
planet?
No, I haven't met every black person else. I'm pretty sure there are outliers. Like we're not gonna do that.
The, the
You know, the niggas
definition,
who are in anime that are not
mhm.
in that.
The definition of weird is literally anything
You
that
got
is
niggas right in here that in
Oh my
anime.
abnormal.
gosh, Phil,
Are you
brother.
niggas
Hold
in that
on,
weird shit?
Phil.
Let me know.
Phil.
I'm not gonna
Let
get
me
into
know
that.
Phil.
so I
Come
can
on,
separate
man.
myself.
Let's hold on,
See,
hold on, real quick, Ty. Let's do it. Let's do a timeout, real quick. Phil, hold on, good brother. Yes, we understand what you're saying, but you can't interrupt the brother as he's building to his response. Like you said
I'm
your
sorry.
piece, good
I
brother.
apologize.
Like
I apologize.
this,
I
like
apologize.
that's it. That's it. It's nothing personal, nothing crazy. Like the brother's trying to get his point. You know what I'm saying? Past the finish line, and you keep on like cutting
I'm
him
sorry.
off. Like the brother just want to respond,
I'm gonna
expound
just
upon his point before he
right.
wraps it up. That's it, G.
I'm 60 seconds, Phil. Time me. The definition of weird, if you Google it, look it up in the dictionary, it literally means anything that's abnormal or goes against the grain, right? So by that definition, anything that we use now started off as being abnormal, i.e., weird. The cell phone or laptop that you're on right now, at one point in time, was considered abnormal or weird because it was different. It went against the grain of what was done before. Any video game system that you have owned or operated or played at some point in time was considered abnormal or weird because it was different. Hip hop, rap music was considered abnormal, i.e., weird when it first came out. It was a fad. Remember, it was like all these kids are spinning on their heads and they're painting on the trains with graffiti cans. That's weird. You know what I'm saying? Let's make it illegal to do graffiti. Like let's try to shut down these hip hop parties. It was weird. Rock and roll. Go back, do your research. What they called it back in the day, Kate. The devil's music. It was weird. You know what I'm saying? Kanye West, genius, gave us great music. Weird. Andre 3000, Outkast, weird. You know what I'm
Weird.
saying? P Funk, weird. Charles Hamilton at one point, weird. What's the brother? Childish Gambino, weird. There's a
Weird
lot
as
of
hell.
genius. There's a lot of genius people that come out of weirdness. Daylight, Verb, Lux. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people that just do things outside the box. They go against the grain. They don't care about being boxed in or categorized with everybody else. They're always going to go left and do their own thing, bro. But my point is, Phil, we get a lot of great things out of that word weird. You know what I'm saying? So let's be more mindful maybe of how we use it. That's the point I was getting at, bro. I'm gonna mute
All
up.
right, boom. So thank you, Ty. No, don't mute up. Don't mute up. Come back to the front of the church, good brother. Come back to the front of the church. This is also because I had a hidden agenda. Well, I wanted you to finish your point. Anime is where it's at. I'm not gonna hold you, Ty. And you like action. You know what I'm
See,
saying? Like,
see, this is all set up. See how they do me, K?
ah,
This is what they do.
ha, 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 ha. But nah, there are certain things, and I do feel like Ty. I agree with you though. Especially with how you wrapped it up. Like, there's a lot of greatness that comes from weird, and essentially, people need to move away from essentially trying to paint with a broad brush and say things are weird, especially when they don't understand it. You know what I'm saying? Because I've seen a lot of great storytelling come from anime. And I grew up on kung fu films as well, but some of the greatest fight scenes I've seen in my life, like action movies, kung fu flicks, um, TV shows, everything, I've seen it in anime. And it just goes with it because there's such a high, I wouldn't say high demand, even though there is a demand. There's such a high bar to where something has to be so great in Japan before we even see it here, unless you're like an avid, how we're essentially
Right.
battle rap. We're battle rap
Tsunami is
enthusiasts.
a great example.
Yeah, like Tsunami kind of bridged the gap for brothers in a lot. When I say a lot, I mean a lot.
A lot,
Like
a lot.
Toonami was for anime what YouTube was for battle rap. Like brothers who weren't rapping on the corner in their cities, brothers who didn't do their like hip hop research and know like, oh, DMX and them niggas was really out there rapping on the corner, da da da. Like YouTube brought that to the forefront. Anime is like that. Like they'll literally one of the greatest fights of all time that I saw in anime um, was obviously in Naruto. Like um, I'm not gonna spoil anything, but it was like niggas was cool when they was kids. They grew up, some sideways shit happened, and they had to fight each other as adults. And the whole time, as they're fighting as adults, it's flashing back to when they used to spar as kids. And when somebody would counter a move, it was because they remember that person used to do a move a certain way when they were kids, like practicing, like that shit. It was like stuff like that is like, wow. You see what I'm saying? Like you get to see things like that, and people have um, that environment to foster creativity. But if niggas don't care or they feel like it's weird or whatever the case may be, like we're constantly going to be caught in this loop of like essentially to bring it back to the first topic of The Rock being the action leader for the next 20 years. You see what I'm saying? Like, oh, he's just a muscular
I don't
nigga, so
feel like
obviously he can
anime
fight.
is weird though. I don't want to. I don't want that to be. I don't want that to. Like, nah, that's not weird to me. I fuck with anime. I love Dragon Ball Z. I love Gundam. Like,
And
like,
most niggas do,
you know
Phil.
what I'm saying?
I don't think I don't think you're the exception. Most niggas that I know, when I say niggas, like yes, niggas in my peer group, like that 30, 35, nigga, we grew up. Niggas was definitely watching Dragon Ball Z heavy niggas. Real street niggas that I was around.
Heavy. Yu-Gi-Oh,
Heavy.
Pikachu. Like, I mean, Pokemon. Like, we
Yeah.
Beyblade. Like all, like you said, like all shows, like you said, like what you said before, shows that already hit over there, coming over here,
Yeah.
and now it hit with us. You feel me? So it's like,
Exactly.
we love all that shit. Give me everything.
Exactly.
Give me all that. Yeah.
And the and for brothers, and lastly, I'm gonna say this before we transition to the last joint we wrap up. Like the equivalent of us here being like, for instance, my girl, she's a really big fan of Demon Slayer. Um, the equivalent, if we brought it in battle rap, like it's popping over here. Demon Slayer's popping stateside now. But like Demon Slayer's been powerful. The equivalent is if somebody who just started watching battle rap came up to you from Australia and was like, "Oh my God, did you see that new Hitman versus Sue Surf battle that just happened?" That we are that far behind them. You see what I'm saying? Like it has to get so powerful over there that it just makes its way here. Um, the reason that I brought up my girl loving Demon Slayer is because Demon Slayer is the second grossing movie in Japan of all time, and it's an anime. I'm going to say it one more time. It is the second highest grossing movie in Japan of all time.
Smoothies.
That's fucking insane, bro. That's like if
Smoothies.
we that's like if Rugrats beat out Titanic. That's like if a Rugrats movie beat out Titanic here. That's the equivalent. You see what I'm saying? Like it's fucking insane. But I agree with you, Phil. I don't think it's weird at all. You know what I'm saying? But it's a cultural disconnect. And the more you know, the more you grow. And if each one teach one, the whole world lives. So um to wrap it up, my final thing, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, can I say something real
Go
fast, Cal? Just
go
real
ahead,
quick.
Kate. Go ahead.
Yeah, man. Anime is big, man. Anime is big. Like that's definitely god tier cartoon animation, man. Much better than a lot of the things we have over here in the States. But I'm not gonna lie. We need some
Why
more.
don't we have that, Kate? Why
Huh?
don't we have that, Kate?
Hold
Why
on, I'm
don't
about
we have?
to.
We had.
That's right. That's going right to my next point, man. We got to get some more powerful black animes, man. Because I'm gonna be honest, that Afro Samurai with Samuel L.
Clouded,
That was incredible.
clouded,
That's in the
clouded.
Cliz House. It was only like 5 or 6 episodes. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's in the Cliz, and then the Boondocks, man. Like that's a black anime, and that is in the clouds. Like for us, like I get all the Japanese stories, and they doing the anime to look, and they look like white people. I get all that. That's cool. The storylines are epic. The writing, the animation, the fight sequences, the characters, everything's dope. But we need some because that's the next level of animation. Anime, that's been the next level of animation for years. But
Mm-hmm.
we don't have any powerful black animes. Like to me, like watching Afro Samurai, just the beginning fight, like the very first episode of that's one of the most incredible fight scenes ever, man, in all of anime history. And it was a black guy. You know what I mean? And then the Boondocks, everything that the Boondocks said, it's like it came to life. It like manifested, which is crazy. Remember that chicken episode where people was going crazy over it? Yeah, we all know about that. But
That's a
I feel
fact.
like we need some because the Boondocks, man, it was a lot of social commentary on there, man. That was heavy. That was real. That was ahead of its time. And I think since we watch anime as African American culture, we need more people who are artists and animators to develop more anime style content, more urban anime. Like that could be a whole new genre, urban anime. We can take it over for us because we all like it. Like we all watch battle rap, and how is it that all these street niggas, we all brothers? I'm sorry, man. I'm trying to start. Yeah, man. Y'all know what I'm talking about. How is it that all these
I feel
battle
you,
rap
Kate.
songs?
Look, I'm trying to do that. I'm trying to do the same thing, my nigga. I'm trying to do the same thing. I'm trying to use brothers more. I'm trying to,
You
you know
know
what I'm
what I
saying? I'm
mean?
trying to
I'm
elevate.
trying
You know what I'm
to.
saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to.
I'm
You
trying to
know what I'm saying?
decondition myself, man. I'm trying to decondition. It's hard, man. It's embedded, man.
It's
But what I'm
hard.
saying
You know
is like
what I'm
you
saying?
got all these battle rap fans, right? A dude could be saying the hardest stabby stab bar, hardest blicky bar, hardest headshot bar. But when that anime bar, when that Pikachu bar hit, the building coming down, man. It's,
Yeah.
it's coming down. So I just want the mic up and say, man, I wish we had more urban style animes that are talking about the environments that we're dealing with, the situations we're dealing with in an anime format. And I felt like the Boondocks was the best
Hey,
show
look, bro. I don't think it
to
have to be the
capture
Boom
like
Block style. It had look, Proud Family did that.
Proud Family too.
One
But
year,
I'm just talking about
one year did that.
like anime
You can have
animation
cartoons
style.
that.
Like
No,
Yeah, I feel you.
I,
hey, like I'm
I
not gonna lie,
understand.
like that episode where it talks about Uncle Ruckus's backstory. Like, bro, that's like one of
Yeah.
the saddest stories. That's like one of the saddest episodes ever, man. But it's so real.
Yeah.
So I just wish we had,
Right.
more black anime out there, man. And I feel like it would because all black people, like you said, a lot of black people, they especially if you grew up late 2000s, early 2000s, and then 2010s, like you love anime. So I feel like if we had more black guys who were doing more anime style content, I think that would be powerful, man. So that's all I wanted to
Yo,
mention.
To your point,
Hey,
bro. To your point, bro. I wish we had a Hey Arnold flip, right? Where the main character is a black kid, where his best friend is a white kid, right?
That would be
So
fire. That
now
reminds me of that.
now it's a dope ass show where now it's like we can identify with the black kid what he going through with his parents and boo woo 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 woo. Then he got the white kid that is his friend, and then you get those sprinkles of I understand what he going through too, because it
That
ain't.
kind of remind me of didn't Wale have a video? One of y'all might know the song. It was the Wale video where the world was like flipped upside down. Like black people were white people and white people were black people. That was a powerful video. I can't think of the name of the song, but that it was powerful, man. It was powerful, man.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this, Kate. To your point, I got 3 shout outs that I want to make because I'm not gonna divulge all my plans, but I got things going on, and I keep my ear to these things. So I got three shout outs. Number one, the first shout out that I'm gonna do is to Battle Coin, the animated series. These brothers got together and they're literally making an anime about battle rap. If you
That's
guys have
fire.
the time, it's dope. They're in the process right now. They're very small. They're building it up. Again, it's called Battle Coin. So
Yeah,
BATTLECOIN,
it's
the
don't
animated
forget
series.
it's Couture and her homeboys.
So they came together. Um, I literally have been following them for a while, keeping an eye on them. Number two, I want to do a shout out to Black Sands Entertainment. Um, Brother who served in the military. I think it's him and his wife, as well as a conglomerate of other designers and writers. They came together. They had been working on essentially another black anime that's under the moniker Black Sands Entertainment. They got their stuff situated, got their copyrights, got their patents, and everything else like that. And they took their venture onto Shark Tank. Kevin Hart is one of the primary investors in Black Sands Entertainment after hearing their idea. That's picking up a lot of traction as well. And they're still open and taking investors um, to actually push it to the next level. And finally, I would like to give a shout out to Diart Shitagio. I hope that I'm saying that right. It is not only the first black owned anime studio, but it's also the first American owned anime studio in Japan. It's Arthel Isom. That is the individual who's actually putting that stuff together. This actually took place 2 years ago. I brought it up, you know what I'm saying, when it initially happened because I like to stay attuned to that. But all three of these business ventures are actually doing exactly what y'all are wanting. And then obviously my honorable mention, the God himself, Aaron Magruder, the brother who put together the Boondocks. Um, Obviously want to show him love. They definitely gave him some bullshit type of deal and tried to trick him out of his position. But these things are all important. I'm all for representation, not for representation's sake, representation for the sake of storytelling, as well as
in artistry,
building a
in
perspective.
artistry,
Yeah.
bro.
So this is very dope, and I definitely appreciate all the people who are unseen. I'm a nigga who appreciates discernment,
Right.
discretion. So I don't need you to be up in front of me telling me like what you're doing and everything at all times. If you're doing what you're supposed to do, I'm gonna find you. I'm gonna look at it, especially if it interests me, and I'm gonna invest in
Artists,
it.
people that's drawing, the people that's making the shit come together as one. Like them the
Cal,
people I
I
fuck
got a
with. Like,
question.
nah, the motherfuckers are really talented. Like, motherfuckers really talented out here. Like, Cal, we know niggas who can draw. We knew niggas who can draw in high school. I know a nigga who drew our class T-shirt in high school. He drew our class T-shirt, drew it out, and everybody approved it. It won't. You know what I'm saying? Imagine if that brother would have took his talents, because he didn't. Imagine if that brother would have took his talents to something else. You feel me?
Hey, Cal, I got a
That
question.
was
Mm.
You mentioned that brother Aaron, and I remember reading, HBO was supposed to be doing like a reboot. They had someone redesign the characters and update them for the Boondocks. But then earlier this year, it said that HBO Max wasn't moving forward with the reboot. What happened with that?
I honestly don't know the full details, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you, um, because I was looking forward to it as well. But off of the things that I initially saw, it was tied to partially Pops passing away. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Okay. John
it's it,
Witherspoon.
it's
Okay.
Yeah, John Witherspoon passing away, as well as some of the, if I remember correctly, I think it had something to do with the creative licensing as to where they wanted more ownership than he was willing to give up for the sake of it getting a larger audience. In this day and age, I do have to double check how the development went after that, but that was his initial gripe. And I do remember hearing from him on a channel called Thought Crimes a couple of years ago as well. Um, I think it was him and one of the other artists, to where they were essentially saying like, yeah, we would love to do that, but this may not be the climate for Boondocks getting rebooted as well. And they wanted to be able to tell their shit the way that they wanted to tell it and not have to acquiesce. Um,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
so
yeah.
that kind of hurts them as well. You know what I'm saying? Like if they want to say the F word, you know what I'm saying? They want to say it. And they feel like they should be able to say it without any recourse from the network. The network's like, nah. So they're like, well, fuck you. We'll just chill off the royalties then. We're not,
And you know what?
you know what
You
I'm
know what's
saying?
crazy,
They
man,
don't
is
want to do
that
that.
like thinking back, like when I go back and I watch these Boondocks episodes, it's so crazy that we're in a day and age where people say anything and everything, even though there is like more backlash now because of social media and groupthink and all that. But it's just surprising that a show like the Boondocks, they would have gripes about that. You know what I mean? Especially when your network is showing ass, titties, people saying all types of stuff on these movies and these shows on your network. So hopefully those brothers can get it together, man. I feel like the Boondocks brand is so powerful that no matter how they release it, people are gonna watch. And I feel like right now, like there's so much funny content for them to like make jokes about.
Hmm.
So much weird. I don't want. Well, we talked about that weird. So much awkward reality going on. I feel like, man, this would be like the perfect time for the Boondocks to come out. Like people love the filth. Like people love the filth back then. Like they would love to hear that content now, man. So hopefully they can get it together, man. That was a powerful show.
I think I
Yes,
think
sir.
I feel you, K, but I feel like now if they come out with the fifth, what you talking about, like it's not received as it was back then when it was just coming out and oh no, this is this black show that's a little bit provocative and it's talking about black issues and black things in the community. And now, if that show comes out, now you got to be a little bit more because Boondocks was so matter of fact. You feel me? So to the point. So to the shits where if you come out with it now, I feel like you can't be the same Boondocks that you were back then because it's
I,
gonna be too
I,
matter of
I
fact.
think
It's
it
gonna be
could be.
too.
I think it could be now, man. It all depends. Like, imagine if they came out. Just imagine if they had the funding, right, and they were able to bring it out on their own, independently. Like, people would still watch it, man. Like, go back to like that first Boondocks episode. I think it was the first one where the rich white dude who was pretty much the owner of Woodcrest invites Robert to the party, and then he talks about his grandson being in the military, and it turns out like it's just a white dude, and he think he's street in the hood, and Riley identifies with him. Like there's so many things.
But
That's the
that's but K. This is we had our discourse roughly around this subject without fully broaching it when we were talking about Kanye. Um, and this is why like I will like stand against how he's doing what he's doing, not what he's doing,
yeah, yeah,
how he's doing it.
yeah. Of course.
Because there is a level of tact, and I talk about this a lot. Like Ty and I talk behind the scenes a lot. I call this brother. I be annoying him. I be calling him drunk as hell 2 o'clock in the morning. Ty, what you think about metaphysics? Like just stupid shit. Just having conversations. It's because we're literally living when niggas talk about the Matrix code. It's this machine. It's this algorithm
Mm-hmm.
that's happening. So
Mm-hmm.
we've seen the algorithm. The algorithm has seen Martin Luther King, Jean-Jacques Dessalines, Madame Toussaint, the Sojourner Truths, Malcolm X's, Marcus Garvey's. They've adjusted to it. Okay, we killed them. How did that work? That didn't really work out because they knew that we killed them. Okay, we need to do this. Okay, this person's doing something else. Okay, we tried to silence them, but that didn't work because us saying something is bad, it actually grew the shit. So then we had to kill them, but then they figure out we killed them too. Okay, so how do we do this? Oh, well, now we see the crazy motherfucker who is not on their tier. Well, we don't need to do anything to that motherfucker because they're not causing irreprehensible damage to anything. Let them just do it. They're not organized. They don't have a backing. They don't have allies. They don't have infrastructure around them to insulate them. You see what I'm saying? So we're dealing with the matrix right now, like that. That's that's this
Are you
whole
talking about?
game.
Are you talking about gangs, brother? Are you talking about the gangs, brother? Because kind of loosely what
That's
you kind of
I'm.
alluded to, and I'm not
This
saying that
is
you're wrong. I'm just saying what you're
what I, what
saying
I'm what I'm what
is
I'm saying
loosely
is
based on okay. So if we can't get to the niggas,
no. I'm simply saying the best way to surmise this is a quote that came from Franklin in Snowfall this past season. Um, he was asked what type of game is he still playing. He's been involved in the drug game for a while. He's made enough money to get out, but he's still trying to make more. And they're asking him essentially, in light of him moving the goalposts of him getting out, they're like, "What game are you playing now at this point?" And he's saying, "I'm playing a game where the pieces move and the board moves
mm-hmm,
now." That's
mm-hmm,
what you're dealing with. So my thing is when you're trying to you can try and do shit the way that it's been done before, but you're going to get the same results that came of that. So in light of the Boondocks trying to do exactly what they did before in this day and age, that's not going to work because not only were the Boondocks, as you said, Phil, extremely matter of fact, not only were they animated correctly, not only did they have dope fucking visuals and cinematography, they were very poignant when they would have their critiques on society, their critiques on
right,
politics, their critiques on gender norms, their critiques on
right,
performative masculinity. That's different.
right.
That's different from
Hey,
some.
Cal, even toxic even toxic masculinity as it's being constructed nowadays. They even spent on that. With my nigga,
Yeah.
what's the rapper nigga name? What's the rapper nigga name? Booty butt cheeks, my nigga. They
Oh,
even, you know what I'm saying? They even spoke on that. Like, oh, this nigga out here, like, that's all he talk
magnificent.
about.
Yeah. Yeah.
Magnificent, right? So it's like,
Yeah.
even to your point, like they spoke on all. That's why I say I don't know if that type of show could exist nowadays, bro. I don't know if that show can exist nowadays because they were so real with it. It. I don't know, bro. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
And I'll say this just to wrap up my point for Cade. I I want I want that, but it needs to be supported and protected before going out. That's always my thing with black people. Like I love us and we have like unbridled levels of charisma and creativity and everything else like that. But sometimes we kind of put the cart before the horse to where it's like I have something dope and it needs to get out. But you need to be protected though. Like in all of our years being alive, like people are damn near we see the Kyries, the Kanye's, da 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 da, and brothers walking on eggshells in light of the power of the ADL. Where is our ADL? Our ADL was supposed to have been the NAACP. But more times than not, when it came to socioeconomic issues, when it came to political representation, when it came to um, essentially outright discourse, all of those things, like they kind of failed us to an extent. They did the best that they could with what they had at that point in time. But at a certain point, they started to focus on their own better interests as opposed to creating something to be properly passed down and facilitated by the generation that studied them. So, yeah, we kind of need to focus on protecting our shit more than just making some shit and giving it to the highest bidder. But a lot of people won't. That's life. That's love. Like that's the reality. So, um, but yeah, I mean, that's really what I had. I'm not gonna hold y'all. Like that's the end of my list tonight. Phil, you
Yeah,
got anything? Todd?
I ain't got nothing else, brother. I think we kind of hashed it out. You know what I'm saying? We talked about it. It's good for conversation. We can always revisit this combo later. You know what I'm saying? It's always poignant. It's always pertinent. You know what I'm saying? It's always on the front of me's mind. You know what I'm saying? Because you know what I'm saying? We in tune. So I love
Absolutely.
it. I appreciate it. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? I ain't been with niggas in a long time, so I appreciate niggas. You know what I'm saying? You already know how I am. You know what I'm saying? Work. You know what I'm saying? Hey, work, niggas. Yeah. Get to it. Grind. Big grind. You know what I'm saying? Big feel, big grind. Yeah, so
More lies from Phil.
I just, I just, lie. What?
Lies.
Oh my God. Lies.
They gonna have to edit this
Look,
part.
hey, look,
Yeah.
we still recording. I gotta call.
Oh
I
yeah.
gotta call
Yes,
this nigga.
we're
I
still
gotta call this
recording.
nigga offline. I gotta call this nigga off. Cal, I gotta call this nigga offline and tell him. You know what I'm saying? Because he feel like
Lying.
I mean,
I, I gotta call.
my hand,
I gotta
my
call
hands
niggas.
are literally up in the air. Um,
Cal, tell this nigga I gotta call him offline so he can. You know what I'm saying? He think, all right, okay, all right, mm-hmm,
Phil,
yeah,
brother, I
mm-hmm.
ain't gonna do it. No, I ain't
Then
gonna
he
do
come
it.
back. He come back and be like,
I'm gonna
man,
mute
my
up.
bad. Yeah, I ain't.
nah,
Mm,
I'm gonna be
I ain't
honest.
no,
I'm gonna be
I
honest.
ain't no king. I ain't no
I'm a,
king. I ain't know you was going through that, king. Yeah, shut up.
Phil,
mm.
Phil, Phil.
I'm a
Listen. No, I'll
y'all,
say it.
Hey,
I'll say it. I'll
tell,
say it. Listen. Listen.
tell,
No, 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 no.
tell him.
Lucci gonna edit this part out. I'm gonna just say this, man. We all got, we
Here
all
you
got,
go.
we all got jobs. Yeah, principal's back. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, we all, we all got jobs. We all got families. You know, responsibilities and all that. You know, brothers made a commitment to creating something, man, and I feel like everybody has, for the most part, I think, put aside whatever it is that they got going on personally to come together and put the show together. You know what I'm saying? Even when even when I stepped away for a little bit, brothers asked me, "Hey man, why don't you pull up and just support?" You know what I'm saying? And to be honest with you, Phil, there's times I've pulled up here and it's like, bro, I could be doing something else. I could, just like I'm sure everybody else could, but I was asked to be there, and I do want to contribute. You know what I'm saying? Uh, this project would be super powerful, man, if everybody was really committed and really put in extra time outside of just recording it and uploading it. I feel like it never really got past that point. You know what I'm saying? And if brothers made that commitment, man, like it could really go elsewhere. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I just be giving you I just be giving you crap, Phil, but I'll be serious too. You know what I'm saying? You know, they say a lot of truth is said in jest, right?
that's what's it.
Yeah, pull up, Phil.
That's
Pull up
what's it.
sometime, man. I mean, brothers be tired. Everybody be tired, bro. Everybody be tired, man. Everybody got to do something the next day. You know, just I don't know. I could go on and on, man. I was also gonna
I
say,
mean,
did you brothers want to copy this bags and bodies before I delete it?
what is wait? You posted it? You posted it?
I'm not gonna post in the main chat, but I'll send it to you if you want. It's Hitman's thing. He did a little thing where
Send it to Cud. Nah, I need that
okay,
down. I need something to go to sleep too. Yeah, I need that.
okay,
Give me that.
okay, I got
Pause.
you. Hold up. Yeah, bro. It's
Post,
basically
post it in the
total.
post it in the secret society. Post it in the secret
Okay,
society.
okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. Yeah, it's I personally I thought it was cool. It wasn't I didn't think it was as good as Total Slaughter, but it was dope though. My main problem with it is I'm big on originality, right? And I just feel like all these people rap the same. Like nobody in the house really had their own style. Everyone's like da 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 boom, da 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 boom. You know what I'm saying? Punchline setup punchline, setup punchline. You know what I mean? Sports reference, gun bar, same style, same delivery. It's shot beautifully though. Avocado shot it. You know what I'm saying? So it's crispy. You know what I mean? Top notch quality. There are some dope moments in it, but yeah, I sent it to both of y'all, bro. I watched it last
So
night.
Ty, this is
So,
not a topic or nothing.
okay.
Um, yeah, this is all done. We're done. My bad. I already told Lucci to edit it. Hey, Lucci, you could bring the edit back in right here. Definitely appreciate everybody pulling up. You know what I'm saying? The Is We Sipping. I mean, that's not what it's called, but I kind of like that better than Sophisticated
Mm-hmm.
Sippers a little bit. But we're not going to change anything. Is We Poddin Podcast, i.e., Sophisticated Sippers is a Turkey Day special. Appreciate y'all for pulling up. Hope you guys like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. With that being said, Is We Pod. Are we out? So, I do have to say this time. Um, the shit that Hitman's doing.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen like the blowback in light of this?
No, what?
Oh, okay.
No, what's going on?
Okay. So the blowback was that it's essentially like how you have it, to where it's
Mm-hmm.
coming from a website essentially, and
Mm-hmm.
not an app. Because Hitman lied to niggas months ago, and I told y'all niggas battle rappers are liars, and this shit is all going to be over in 5 years. He told niggas, he told niggas, he lied in spaces. Again, another thing I told you niggas about. He said, "Oh, this shit gonna be on TV." Da 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 da.
Yeah.
He was pushing that narrative. This is gonna be on TV. This is gonna be on TV. I don't know about y'all, but my mom says I'm a smart young man. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I knew it was going to be on fucking TV. Total Slaughter was on Vice. Yes, technically that was on TV, but a lot
Right.
of them shady strings got pulled for it
Mm-hmm.
to get on TV, and a lot of that was muted with it being
Mm-hmm.
on Vice. I knew Hitman didn't have no fucking shady pull, so I knew this wasn't going to be on TV. But then he got mad at the bloggers and started calling niggas bitches and all types of y'all are negative motherfuckers, da 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 da. Like y'all
Mm-hmm.
only cover negativity. Like I didn't say it was ever gonna be on TV. And then of course, people like Piper Boy pulled up the receipts and he's like, fuck y'all because he's mad people are holding him accountable now.
Mm-hmm.
Um, which I don't know. I was looking forward to this time. I didn't think it was going to be total slaughter because I didn't know the majority of these niggas. Respectfully,
Yeah.
I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I didn't know a lot of these young guys,
Yeah.
and I feel like he could. That could have been dope if he did a. Even if it was something on like the Wildin' Out YouTube channel. So it
Yeah.
was like, oh, Hitman presents.
Mm-hmm.
Like that could have been cool. That could have been very.
I'm
You
still,
know what I'm
I'm
saying? That
still,
could have been very
I'm,
cool.
I'm still confused about like when you watch it, bro. You'll see what I'm saying. Like I'm still confused. So I don't get. Is this like the first of? Because it's an hour and a half, right? A lot you'll see when you watch it. A lot of the battles aren't even complete. They're like highlights, like clips.
Mm.
So it's like and then at the end there's a big battle at the end, and they don't announce the winner. So it like leads me to believe like, okay, Bro, is this like series 1? Is this like episode 1? You know what I'm saying? Like, are there more after this? Like, I don't get it. Like, you're just kind of
Yeah,
left at
they
the end. Like, what the hell? Like, what?
allegedly this was supposed to be like an extended teaser. Um,
Okay,
that
okay.
that the people who paid the like I think it was like $5.99 or $4.99, whatever it was,
Uh-huh.
like you got to see it, the highlights of it first, because I know
Mhm.
the battle at the end. Correct me if I'm wrong. That's Snake Eyes versus Bad News, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like that, this was supposed to be like, oh, y'all see what we doing, and then as it actually premiered, it was supposed to happen like weekly, like Total Slaughter did.
Okay.
Um, but I don't think I just don't think he knew how to roll it out. I don't think the brother knew what he was doing. Respectfully,
Yeah.
that's just my opinion. But
It's cool. Like I said, I think as a battle rap, it's one of them things I feel like you have to watch. Like as a battle rap fan, like you just gotta just to be in tune. But
okay,
to be honest with you, bro, like just my honest opinion. I thought about this last night. The reason I don't have it against Total Slaughter is because number one, I thought the rapping in Total Slaughter was just way better, and I get that it's an older generation. You know, you had Math and Big T and Diz and Verb and Rex and them guys, but again, they all had their own distinct style. You know what I'm saying? So to me, it made it a lot more interesting. You know, you had Slaughterhouse hosting during the season or two where they was actually like a a legitimate act, I guess, right? You know,
yeah,
Eminem's funding it. You know what I'm saying? It was new. It was, and I think even if you put in like all the stuff that was cut out, like the Kayshawn and Verb argument, or Rex and Cortez going again in the kitchen for money on the table, like all that is just to me just like that's classic stuff. It's dope. This was like, okay, he basically took that concept. It's a bigger house cow. You know what I'm saying? So you're watching it
mm,
like, okay, they got nice food. You know what I mean? They got caterers. Okay, two refrigerators. Okay. You know what I'm saying? We doing big things. And then, like I said, avocado shoots are really dope. It's super crispy. It looks like a movie. You know what I mean? There's enough cringe in there. You're gonna enjoy yourself, you know, near fights and arguments and all that. But
yeah,
it was just missing something for me. Maybe because like you said, now that I know that they may have chopped that up and just put it into one little teaser. But
hmm
yeah, like the way it's done, it's like it just kind of leaves you like, okay, I don't understand what's the point. Like, is there going to be one winner out of the house, or is it like teams because they have all these different team competitions? Like the standouts to
yeah,
me was like they do a little thing where it's like they break it up into like four teams, like five teams of five. That's probably the standout thing. They all have to come out with like a routine. You know what I mean? As a group, that's pretty dope.
mm,
You get to see Hitman battle on there. That's pretty dope. Even though I've never been like a huge Hitman fan, like that was kind of cool. And the way they shoot the last battle is very fire. Even though I'm not a fan of either one of those guys, but I
yeah.
think you'll like it, bro. I think you'll think
I'm,
it's okay.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna watch it. Don't get me wrong. I think and we've talked about this before, Ty. Like I don't think brothers I don't think brothers know what to do with money a lot of
Mm.
time.
Yeah.
Um, like because a lot of the money, because I'm literally living here, Ty. I swear to God,
Yeah. How's
I
ATL
go
going?
out
And
of
why'd you get arrested?
um. So I had a situation. I had a situation.